John Rambo, a drifter just passing through their town.
Morning! Now jump in. I'll make sure you're heading the right direction. I want you to book this gentleman for vagrancy, resisting arrest, carrying a concealed weapon.
Starting to dislike you a lot.
Don't move. I don't want you to cut your own throat.
One man who's been pushed too far. He was hunted and forced to fight back.
Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe.
You don't seem to want to accept the fact that you're dealing with an expert.
Are you telling me that 200 men against your boy is a no-win situation?
You send that many, don't forget one thing, a good supply of body bags.
First blood.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to a special early edition of MMM, episode number 71. And it's a special occasion for two reasons. Number one, because there's somebody in the chat on the panel tonight celebrating a special day with cocaine and alcohol. And that would be Mr. White Bear. White Bear, happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
Is that why you're called White Bear? That makes sense.
Yeah, remember the whole cocaine bear thing?
I gotcha.
Story, baby.
Yeah, well, happy birthday, Memorial. Is it always on Memorial Day or just like some years?
Most of the time it falls on Memorial Day. So
hell yeah.
Look at you. What a true American you are.
American
Patriot.
Tennessee, even in Tennessee, how much more American can you get? Anyway, thank you, White Bear, for sharing your birthday with us. And,
happy birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have made it awesome.
Bless your little heart. And we're here to do so it is Memorial Day, obviously, here in the US. Obviously, we're very proud of our holiday, and God bless our soldiers. Really, you know, my grandfather was a World War II veteran. I know a lot of people who served, unfortunately, did not come back, or at least know of people like that. God bless you, soldiers. You guys freaking are amazing. So yes, thank you. And so we decided to do. We were talking about what movie to do on this day. We chose none other than Rambo because White Bear wanted it, and God damn it, I do what he says. So,
happy birthday.
Yes, perfect choice for the birthday. Perfect choice. But yeah, we do have a great panel for tonight's show. So let's get to them real quick. Mr. Enzo, hello, welcome back to the show, sir.
Lovely, great to be here. Felt like there was confusion. I totally thought that I was supposed to be on Lethal Weapon a few weeks back. And not this one. I was like, no. So I did have to nudge him today. I did have to nudge him today. But it's funny because like I thought that it was also an hour from now. I thought it was only an hour early today, not 2 hours early.
Yeah,
time zones suck, dude.
Time zones are so goddamn annoying. It's
yeah.
Really
I was saying
annoying.
I might have time to go to the liquor store after the stream for once.
Yeah.
Just duck out in the middle. Duck out during the boring part.
You know, as Vex would politely
there
say,
is no boring part of this movie. What are you?
That's just me being an autistic slut. No, but the calendar did get something wrong, and it was nobody's fault. It's just something with Google.
No, it's okay. This is one of those things where, just like The Incredibles, you gave me like a choice of movies like several months ago. And I was like, I'll pick this one and that other one that's like 4 months from now, 3 months from now. Hell yeah.
Right. So, another guest who known for a while. I met him in Vegas. True Pop Culture is joining the show. How you doing, sir? Thank you for coming on.
No, it's a pleasure to come on other live streams and talk all about movies. Yeah, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. I personally love to compare adaptations to movies, and this certain movie has a very, very different book. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about it with you all. So if you guys hear fireworks, yeah, that just be outside. So I apologize for that.
It's a civil war.
No, you're good. You're good, buddy. Thank you. Mr. Price of Reason, the man with the loveliest voice on YouTube. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Although Vex says I still sound sick, but hopefully it's not too bad.
No, you sound wonderful. Well, listen, Vex is, she cares. That's all. We all care, Price. We want you to be healthy and happy, but your voice is still lovely as always. So you have nothing to worry about.
I think it's getting better. I think the other day it was probably worse.
Okay, fair enough.
I hope.
We'll find out as the show goes on.
Yeah, you still turn us on. Don't worry.
Yeah, you got me. The table's lifting over here. You're good. Brad from Canada back again. Hello, sir.
How's it going, eh?
He came in character. I mean, look at the head bandana on. He's got the headband. He's got the Vietnam jungle in the back. He's got a knife.
Got jungle fever.
He's got jungle fever.
We don't call it that here.
Is that an offensive term?
No, we don't do offensive in Canada. Vex is Canadian, and everything she says is somewhat controversial and makes me clench in all the good ways. But yes, no, we don't do offensive here. We do straight up, fly right, fuck off.
Yeah. That's just the way I like it. Just the way I like it.
But thanks for having me again. This is one of my absolute favorite movies, favorite books, and my God, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. You're very welcome, sir. Always welcome on the show. Vex, that's a funny picture you have in the your avatar there. That's
Listen, I'm convinced that if Cannoli just went to the gym when he was like 18, like he roided up, he'd look exactly like John Rambo.
A young John Rambo.
Yeah. Look, they had the same nose, same eyes, same brow. Even
it's
the
jawline's
jawline's almost there. Yeah.
It's the Italian thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they all look alike, right?
This is an origin story that we're watching.
Just start yelling at nothing is over.
You look like Aladdin's genie in that picture. Like,
yeah. That's something on
you
your
need
head
to
there.
be blue and just
Yeah,
like
baby and okay.
Well,
thank you.
Machine.
I don't know if I should be insulted by this.
No, it's a compliment.
Okay, fair enough. And then of course,
wait, the Will Smith or Robin Williams?
I wish.
No, Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, yeah.
Robin Williams. No, we don't do that Will Smith shit in this house. And then of course, White Bear, you beautiful, sexy hair man. You ready to talk about your movie? Now, White Bear was very excited when I finally read this book last month because he's been telling me for a year now, 2 years. Him and Copa. I finally read it, and we had a long conversation. Just like I need a mini series about this movie. I want to get everything, like most of the things that were in the book. We'll talk about some of the differences and what I think works and what doesn't. And the ending is completely different. So as we scrub through, we'll do that. Speaking of scrubbing, might as well just start with that now. So yeah, first blood. It's not a long movie. Now the book is not terribly long. It's like a little over 300 pages.
Almost 400
yeah, like
pages,
297 pages.
It's really good though. If you haven't read the book, I would say I definitely recommend it. I
actually ordered it while rewatching this movie earlier today. So
it's a fun read. He let's just put this. Rambo is a little
debatable.
Yeah. Rambo's a little more psychotic in the book than he is in the movie.
There's like a role reversal with the cop and the sheriff and Rambo.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
100%.
he has no first name in the book. They just call him Rambo.
Yeah,
that's not fair.
The kid.
I'm retarded. Yes, Nadia. Who doesn't? I've read comic books that are 500 pages, but yet a Rambo book bothers me.
I kind of wish Rambo's name had like Marvel style alliteration, like Richard Rambo,
Richard
or Robert
Rambo.
Rambo, or Ricky Rambo. That would have been good.
Ricky.
Roderick.
Young Sylvester Stallone. So now everybody remembers him coming off of Rocky. Then he had 2 bombs in a row. right after Rocky.
Paradise
Before this
Alley?
came out. Yeah, Paradise Valley, and there was what the hell was the other one?
Several bombs after it too, right?
Yes, he had a weird career early on. Rocky made.
Roxanne?
Oh, yeah, he made Rocky
Rhinestone,
2.
Rhinestone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rhinestone. Oh yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, you want to see Stallone and Dolly Parton sing cowboy songs? There you go. Do
Yeah,
that. Watch that.
I've seen it.
We all
I've been there. Stunt
if-
Model Shoot. That
if
was like
this-
90s, late
If this
80s.
were the book right
God
here,
damn it.
I know the pop-up books. That's what Cannoli needs. Yeah.
Well, that's why I like comic
There's
books
a
because
little
they're simple.
cardboard knife coming out. Oh, okay.
Comic books are simple to read, very easy to read.
But if this were the
they're
book,
like hieroglyphics.
Yeah,
John would have already apparently have slit two people's necks in a park
would've
and tried to
killed-
rob
yeah,
him.
Not at this point. Not at this point.
No,
not
yeah,
yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Because
In
he
his
says,
past,
I
yes.
can't
Oh
go
yes,
back
I'm
to being
sorry.
like
I'm sorry.
that.
Yes,
Yeah, he says, I
the
can't go
teenagers
back.
that were bothering him.
Right.
There's young Rambo who somehow Vex thinks that I kind of, when I was young, resemble. I guess maybe I don't know.
Yeah, that is funny to
a
imagine. Like
young
he's
cannoli.
killed many other people, like just last week in America. Before he came here, you know?
Not for nothing,
He's
not for
actually
nothing.
just like left a vicious like stack of bodies in his wake
Yeah.
the whole time.
Because he doesn't
That was
want to
that
be
grin.
pushed.
He just kills like random hitchhikers and truckers all along the way, just to satiate his bloodlust.
You
Yeah.
have
Oh,
to
they were
feel
trying to
alive
rob
in your
him.
way.
That's true. I forgot that he was one of 3 people that actually wrote the screenplay too. That's interesting.
He did 7 revisions personally of this screenplay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that if I remember correctly, they initially wanted this to be a different type of movie, but from the second that they had him sign on, they kind of felt that he has this very likable feel to him, like people like Sylvester Stallone. So I think that's when they started thinking, along with his rewrites, of making this more of a likable, relatable character rather than he's just a vicious killer, which is probably why we ended up with this thing. But
Am I
don't
wrong? Am I
mind-
wrong?
I don't mind what we ended up with. I do kind
Right.
of like it.
No, it's good.
Way
But am I
better.
wrong?
PTSD angle is way better.
Didn't they do a test screening with the original
They did.
ending and then
They
people hated it?
absolutely did,
Where he
and
died,
they hated
yeah.
it.
People hated
Yeah,
it.
they
What?
believe Troutman was authoritative enough to actually pull off what he pulled off.
Okay. I got it.
And-
Yes. Good point. Good point.
In the like he was after Stallone signed on, they wanted possible sequels and they needed
Mhm.
a hero because in the book
Mhm.
there is no heroes. It's who's bad,
This-
who's
There's
worse.
no sequel.
This movie,
He's dead.
this movie took a long time to get made. He wrote the book in 1972. The author David Morrell, I believe, and then
Yeah.
Was
82.
anybody alive in 1972?
I was not
There
born
were
yet.
some people
I
that
was
were
not born
alive
yet.
in 1972. Oh, you mean
So-
here on the panel?
yeah.
Here, I mean,
Right
yeah.
here.
On this panel that which we were speaking of, was anybody alive in 1972?
Probably Emperor Goodwin. He was
No.
probably well into his 50s.
Oh, but
Mhm.
he's just in the chat though. That's. But
I was in spirit. There you go.
yeah, no, you were
Yeah, I mean,
watching
what's
thought of
great
that.
about-
Vex.
What's great about I think the original 3-hour cut of the movie was really focused on Rambo. There's a whole lot of scenes with Rambo that Sly Stallone was like less of that, less of the scenes with me like doing nothing in the woods, and more of like the town, like all the characters in the town, the police, like they kind of tell the story.
I'd
And
watch a
that's kind of
3-hour cut.
that's a good
so
like
watch that cut.
lack of
I would-
narcissism from him.
I would watch a 3-hour cut of this movie.
So would I.
I mean, but yeah, but like, because it's really the first thing I mentioned rewatching it again was in our MMM chat. I was like, I forgot how short this movie is. It's not long.
Yeah.
Hour and 29
But-
minutes before the credits. I'm like, wow. But they get
But
a
the
lot
fact
packed
that it
in.
is, the fact that they changed it and reduced it by half and made it really tight and action packed,
And
that
good.
kind of set the formula for like many other action movies after that. Kind of copied this kind of pacing after that.
Well,
Yeah, so
I
this
guess
is the
the original
beginning-
cut was more Zack Snyder with a lot of slow motion, so everything took
Oh,
an hour
God.
extra.
I
No
mean,
wheat. Looking for wheat.
Hey, yo.
And cutting it
Yo.
down
the reason
slowly.
why I think
ahead.
it's so short is like you can't keep up that conflict of Rambo versus the cops forever. Like
No.
eventually something has to give out. It's either him or the cops, and it's not going to really end well either way. The longer it goes on, so
That's true.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like the sequels at all. I think they're
Ah!
they're meh,
the funny
you know?
thing is, the
one
first
was alright.
Rambo movie I ever watched was Last Blood in the cinemas.
Oh, that wasn't a good one.
That I watched.
I'm sorry.
Recently.
I'm sorry.
No, I listen. To me, the second one is a guilty pleasure movie. It's
yeah,
still
they have
fun.
guilty pleasure schlock
It's
value
fun.
for sure.
The third one I
you
did
know-
not love. The third one, and I did like the next one. Was it the fourth one? Where he's in Burma
Yeah,
blowing
John
up
Rambo.
people.
I like that. one.
Cutting people
Yeah,
in
but
half.
yeah, I think actually, if you watch, like White Bear had a good point. If you went from this movie straight to the fourth one, you do it makes more
You'd be
sense. In
fine.
continuity.
You'd be
It'd
fine.
be in the continuity of the character. It would make sense. But I liked too. I did not like Last Blood as much. I mean, they got really stupid.
Yeah.
Like it became a horror movie. He's ripping people's hearts out. It's like, what the fuck,
Dude,
is
when
this?
he takes that, what's the one recently where he has like he's all greasy and he grabs
Yeah.
the machine gun in the backseat and shoots the dude in the
Yeah, that's
driver's
the
seat?
John Rambo. That's the
He's
fourth
like
one.
John Rambo. There you go. That was
Yeah.
it's like buckets of blood being
Well,
that's
that
more in
turned
line with
into
his
that
character.
turned into like a grindhouse movie. That
Yeah.
It did. It
that's
did.
what-
I enjoyed all the movies, to be honest.
Yeah, listen,
they-
they're guilty pleasure. They're just stupid.
Guilty
The
pleasure,
second
for
and
sure.
First one
exactly.
though is just so elevated because of the
It's a good movie, yeah.
emotional
It's a-
catharsis.
Right.
In fact,
Right.
you know, like my mom's favorite movie is Die Hard, and her second favorite movie is this Rambo, First Blood.
Yeah.
But I was dating
Nice.
a chick from Uzbekistan,
Smart
right?
woman.
And she, hated Sylvester Stallone, and I was like Rambo, and she like a lot of people. When you picture First Blood, you think it's going to be like the sequels where he's just like mowing down, foreign civilians with machine guns or whatever.
Yeah,
But no, it's like
Me
no.
and my
First Blood's a whole
testosterone and-
First Blood's a whole different movie,
Fortnite.
And it's
I,
one of those movies where you could win people over with it.
I like how it intros him coming into this town. So you get it's like I said, it's a short movie, so they pack a lot in, but they get enough context. He's looking for his friend of his that he served in with. He goes to this family's house, and you can see when he's walking up to the house, he's happy. He's like, I get to see this guy that I served with, and he understands what I'm going through. And he's like, hey, where is he? And then they're being kind of vague, but you kind of get the picture of what really happened.
Yeah,
He's like,
he
he's
wants
go-
to come back and see his old unit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
he's
Go ahead,
in familiar territory now as well, like not in
No,
Vietnam
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, and he's showing the picture to these people, like, hey, this is the whole group, and you can see while he's talking, he's actually like, hey, this is like basically the only people I knew from this war. You felt bad for him because you can see he's smiling, he's glowing, and then as soon as she says like what happened to him, he died of cancer.
He's
Again,
done.
He
there's
said he was
Look at
married
that.
and
and that's it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And in the context of the book, he was already like fucking far gone by this point in the book,
God, yeah.
like way gone. But in the movie, they do a great job immediately of making you. And you're right, he does have that kind of face.
He has this
Like
subtlety in his performance that I like.
yeah,
He always
like,
looks
when he
a
hears
little
the news.
sad.
Yeah, he
Yes.
makes his face like he's very sad to find out that his friend's dead from cancer,
Yeah.
but it's immediately like, well, that's how it goes with me. He's
Yep.
got this kind of like,
Yeah.
What
should
else
be
is new?
surprised, what?
Like I can't believe I expected anything good. Yeah.
Yeah, and you feel bad.
Yeah.
He's walking away, and the sad music kicks in.
Does
You're just
anyone
like,
want to talk about the crazy trivia about that lady?
the
And
black
your
lady?
mama?
Yeah, she's
That's the name?
she has a speaking role. She's uncredited, and nobody knows who the hell she is to this day. I think.
Really?
Dude, they
Yeah.
took her off the fucking
Nobody
bottle.
knows who she is. Yep.
DNA
It's weird,
testing,
right?
quick. That is weird.
Get some syrup right now.
What the fuck?
IMDb
Yeah,
that
and I
shit.
did just Google it, and it's still a mystery
That
to
is-
date. Apparently,
That is weird.
That is
strange.
rare to happen. When does that ever happen?
right.
that's a
I mean,
little
obviously,
They
she
don't know.
must
They
be.
don't know her
Jaws,
name. They don't know who
actually.
they hired.
Yeah, I think it's obviously she's not an actress. She probably is a local or a friend of somebody who got to speak. But you know, there's rules and like filmmaking
Right,
rules.
you're not
where, like, if
allowed to
someone
do
has
that. You have to have them
Yeah.
as part of the SAG-AFTRA union.
Right.
Yeah.
I tell you
Um,
what got her was
yeah.
that Asian orange.
I mean, I hate bureaucratic crap like that, so I don't really care. I just think it's interesting. I think that lady, if she doesn't want to get credited, go for it. You know, whatever.
Hey, look, Vex, it's Canada.
I know.
I mean, it's
All right,
supposed to
what
be
were you gonna say,
Washington.
Vex?
Welcome to hope.
No,
Okay.
most of the outside of like the main cast, everyone else is just like they're people from this actual town in British Columbia.
Yeah.
Because where they
Okay.
filmed, the mine had just closed down, so everyone was out of work.
Oh,
So
they need
production
to-
just hired them. So it's very likely
Wow.
that she might have been just like a regular
County.
civilian. But the only other time that happened, I think, is Jaws, and it was because that
Beach
woman
shit.
got like murdered or something afterwards.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That was
What
dumb
the
of her.
fuck?
That was yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Hold on.
Why'd she do that?
Ouch.
Sorry. We love Vex here. We don't mute people. Come on.
That clip needs to be on standby. You got to add that to the rotation.
I know. Oh God damn it. I know. Yeah, that's a good point. I think they casted this movie well, obviously. Brian Dennehy, I love him. I think guy's a great actor, and he was perfect for this role, by the way.
Everybody
Brian
loves that
Dennehy,
guy.
he's one of my favorite character actors, man.
He's so good.
Yeah. He can
He's
play
so
a
good.
dickhead so well.
Yeah. And he just
Not like the book at all.
He literally comes out of the station right there and makes a dickhead face like Canada, and then keeps on walking.
They do a great job of knowing that he knows everyone in the town. Like the first thing he does is say hello to like 4 random passerbys, like in a row, rapid fire, first name basis.
Well, what do we always
as
talk about?
soon as he sees someone he doesn't recognize, he like zeroes in right on him. Like, what are you doing?
I like this guy. He's like, "Are you gonna take a bath this week?" But I like how good writing. You get the sense that obviously this is a small town. He's the head honcho. Yeah, and he knows everybody, right? So it's his town, and they established that pretty quickly. Again, yeah, 5 minutes in, this is done better than most movies today, where you're getting full context, and then there you go. He meets up with Rambo.
I can't say how many times I tell you I love the tight 90, a tight 90-minute movie. Oh,
look at his face,
and he already looks like he's going to kill everybody.
Oh, dude, no, that's the point. Like rewatching this, all I'm doing is replaying the book in my mind. At this point, when he finally meets Teasel, he's like, this exchange in the book goes on a lot longer than the movie. Because he's like, "Hey, where are you going?" And he's just like, "Why are you bothering me? I'm not getting in your fucking car." Like, right?
Hey, we just skipped 3 chapters. We're gonna have
like this is a long.
In the book, he comes back. He keeps coming back to the town.
Yeah, like
3 or 4 times, ordering hamburgers and gets picked up a bunch of times.
Hamburger. The fucking hamburger.
The hamburger.
Shitty onions on it.
Yeah, I mean, and then here it's they just really established. Sorry, go ahead, buddy.
So far in the movie, it's very, I don't know how to describe it. Rocky, like that kind of sense of the everyday mind. Yeah,
right.
And yeah, so very down to earth, and the sheriff of a little town.
Now, hot take. I know. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
My problem comes in like the further the movie goes on, the more the cops just feel cartoonishly bad. Like, we really want you to dislike them, and the book's obviously a lot more
forcing it a little bit. Yeah.
The book is a lot more gray, and this is white and black.
Yeah,
they really established the hero character, which he really shouldn't be a hero.
David Caruso.
They like, what the hell is this cop's deal?
He's immediately he's coming out of the gate, and he even tells him like, what you're wearing is going to get you in trouble. And even here, when he's telling him what direction you want to go in, and didn't he say north at first? And then he goes,
north.
"No, I want to go to Portland." He goes, "Well, that's south. I thought you said." So immediately,
lying to a police officer.
And I love this where he's like, is there some place I can eat around here?" This is the joke, right? The guy wanted some food, and it started a whole fucking war in a town. And
he loved about me getting a piece
down the
something
road.
to eat here.
Is there something wrong? Yeah, and he just and the thing is, you can sense here this has happened to him time again. And in the book, he really explains that. Like, I'm sick of these fucking places and these people, and then that's why he's killing people in all these places because they keep pushing him. But
this town was the breaking point in the book. This town was the breaking point.
This was it.
He was been pushed, and he's like, "No, I'm pushing back."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like Jamma Lama, there in the comments, I can't highlight it, but
what you said?
Was saying,
oh my bad, right here.
Saying, so at this point, John had been back in the United States, had kind of went from place to place, job to job, sleeping in parks, random places, where he wouldn't get hassled by people, but he still kept on getting hassled by people. He's already slit a few people's necks who have tried to rob him, even if they were young. It didn't matter. He's killing his way across America, and then finally he's at an area. Cop sees him. He's trying to order some food, and in the book, I'm saying in the book.
In the book, it's a big
so cop meets him. Drives him away from town. Eats the burger, burns the wrappers, and the bag that it came in, and then he decides, you know what, my life is so fucked. I'm just gonna head back to that town. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it. I'm not. Yeah.
not gonna get kicked out again.
I'm
you
done.
Know? So
I'm done. He goes, if they push me, I'll fucking. Basically, he's like, I'm gonna just kill everyone if they push me.
He's like a troublemaker.
So
yeah, but
in the
here,
movie,
not a hero in the
doesn't
book.
fit in.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could get the sense this is his life, right? Because of the way he's dressed, the way he's going town to town. He's probably done this hundreds of times. But even
they
the
don't
sheriff
recognize
here,
him as anything
no,
good.
no,
Other than a
he's just a
vagrant.
drifter. He's trouble, right? He's trouble to them. And then this guy, I mean, Teasel here is like, you know, if we let you come in, then all people like you are going to come in, and then it's a quiet town. We don't want that. You know, he's like, it's a it's a boring, quiet town, and we want to keep it that way. And you can see his face. I felt you're like, come on, man.
He's gonna cry.
The dead stare that he got from interviewing veterans. He did a good job. I think he did a really good job.
Yes. And this is where he takes him to the bridge. Look at that face. He's like, you fucking asshole. I'm gonna kill you so many. I'm gonna stab you so many times later. You piece of shit.
And if you live in a small town, everybody has a bridge just like this.
100%. 100%.
I got one.
Yeah, and then see, and then I like how he looks.
Where I kill people.
And he looks all around here, and he's like, "Fuck this, man! I'm going back."
That'd be a good kill.
Now,
Back to those hamburgers.
This part cracks me up because the guy Teasel drives away for a while, and you're thinking, "There's no way."
Again.
Yeah, like there's no way he'd be able to see him this far. Like, because if you counted it,
Look at that old school mirror. Look at that old school mirror. You can
look
see
at his
everything in that.
And he sees him, and he comes back, and immediately he's like, "Hey, where the fuck are you going?" And he doesn't answer him, so he gets out, puts his hands on. He puts his hands on him
now for what?
Yeah.
What's the charge?
Yeah. And the funny part is when he grabs at his gun, he goes, "That how you get handcuffed is on you. It depends on you." He puts his hand, and you can see Rambo looks at him in the gun, and now reading the book in your mind,
evaluating him.
Yeah, he's like, okay, I know what I'm up against here. Look, see, and he's just like, I'm gonna fucking rip your heart out, buddy.
Not yet, though.
I tell you what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna get my lawyer, and I'm gonna counter to you assholes.
I love this part when he
Wrongful
pulls when he pulls out the knife, and he's like, "What do you hunt with a knife?" He's like, "You name it." Yeah.
This is like the first time in the movie where you realize, like, oh, okay, this guy is a badass.
We got kind of a badass over here.
You know, he's
and then later when they
military,
show
but
how
you don't know
sharp
the
the
level.
fucking knife is, you know?
Yeah, when he's cutting the paper with it. Yeah.
I love this setup. I just think this is such a good opening for the movie.
I
agree. I think
It's
that's
short to the point.
To the point, it just does whatever it's supposed
10
to
minutes.
do.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Such
10 minutes
so
into the movie.
economical.
Good writing.
Other movies could do. Take example from this.
I don't know if you guys heard about Furiosa, but that has like a good 30-minute prologue.
I watched that movie, and man, was it long.
Yeah, it was very long.
Well, how long was the actual movie itself? It was like 2.5 hours.
It felt like 2.5. It was 2.5 hours, and it felt like even more. It was so long. I mean, I didn't really like it beside that, but it didn't help that it was so long.
It was just too long. Yeah, well, I don't think
$188 million too long.
The audience didn't like it either because it only made like $28 million or something this week.
I wouldn't
domestically.
I liked it plenty enough, but it was the Chris Hemsworth show, and I was okay with that.
Yeah, it's
like
to be honest,
Young Lady Furiosa didn't do jack shit in that movie.
It wasn't the worst movie, but it was one of those situations where you didn't need this movie. There was nothing that happened in this movie that I really felt justified its existence, even though it wasn't the worst movie I've seen.
Chris Hemsworth rubber nose. Come on.
That was weird also. Why did they put a rubber nose on Hemsworth?
Because he's too pretty.
The
thing is,
just like you, Price. Just like you.
Exactly.
The recent movies have not been using their length effectively. Like some movies are 2 hours. They're always hitting 2 hours.
Too long.
And it's
They're
so
too long.
bloated. And
Use that time wisely.
But not even just
we
movies.
already established some conflict between the main character and the protagonist. It's literally that easy. If only these writers could learn a lesson or two.
It's not hard. This movie's an hour and 29 minutes. Look how much they pack in. It's done well.
They got a freaking ginger
tight
right
90,
there.
dude. The tight 90.
Small
And then, like,
middle.
it gets even
Look,
worse.
small
It's like not
cast.
only are movies like too long, but like so many times it's like, hey, watch this. Watch this. It's really good. I'm like, oh, great. I find out it's like a 6 to 10 hour long episodical, and that could be a 2-hour movie.
Yeah,
mean,
I
it's
agree.
like,
I agree.
Now I'm not sure if right here if they skipped over the plaque that's on the wall for Teasel for his service.
Yes, they do. But it's at the end. They show it when
Korea.
towards the end, Whitey, when he's going into his office and he sits down after he thinks Rambo's killed, you see his medals in the background and a plaque.
Uh-huh.
I think, but they don't really. No, in the book they really tell you right away. Like Teasel
he's a
was
war
in Korea,
hero
and
and he's done some shit.
But I like this
thoughts
guy.
Thoughts on this being a Christmas movie?
Yeah, the Christmas tree.
Yeah, I could go for it.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
I mean, I'll watch
this
it.
guy-
Christmas is
guy-
more like a great time to showcase that it's cold. You know, they show it's cold earlier when he's walking into town.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
got his breath showing.
You see his breath every once in a while, and
weather
it's very
sucks right
damp.
now.
Looks uncomfortable.
So this kind of shows you like how they left
David
the door
Caruso.
unlocked, and it's letting you know, hey, they're not really keeping it. Taking.
They're unorganized. Well, there was the
contractors
gun
down
rack.
there painting.
Cabinet full of guns. Yeah,
Cabinet
He's
full of
he's
guns where he
casing
knows
the joint.
Yeah,
I
Rambo
didn't realize he's casing it.
joints. He's eyeballing everything. Like, I could fuck them up.
Now, again, in the book,
He also
when
has
when
this like 1,000-yard stare. You know,
100%.
He's been there, done
It's
it.
like, great. Not only is the sheriff an arsehole, but everyone in here is an arsehole as well. So just like, what a
Except for David
coincidence.
Caruso.
David Caruso was nice.
He
He was
is
nice.
such a
I'll let
fan.
you live, Caruso.
This
He
guy.
stabbed him in the thigh.
They'll go to the police building tonight.
Yeah. This guy. Now, this is the whole where they take him into the jail, take him downstairs, and he's having this is flashbacks now because he sees the window with the bars
Asshole
on it.
number 2 right
Yeah,
here.
so he sees his flat. Now, again, in the book, I think Whitey's. Did they actually go back and have like tell you about the flashback?
Yeah,
of
they
what
gave
was
about
happening
they
here?
gave out a chapter about how he
Yeah,
was he was locked
shit
in the
that he had to
bamboo.
eat,
They
how
put
he
him
broke
to
out.
work.
Right,
He ate the
right,
fruit and got dysentery to try and like make his way out. It was like a long stretch. It was really
Yeah, but
great.
this is way more effective, honestly. These like flashes.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's not very
You see him
cinematic just to show
No,
what
yeah.
he went
You
through.
see him
other
getting
than-
tied
other
up,
than
you
the
see him-
razor blade.
And
I've
this,
got a
yeah,
question.
so-
Like, are these cops
Right
not
there, that was it.
aware of like basic PTSD?
no idea about then.
We didn't have it back then.
Not like today. I mean, and plus they didn't. Yeah, I guess that's where your argument comes in. That would make some sense a little in a way, like how they're kind of like this cartoonish, and we're just the good guys, and you're a bad guy. Kind of like we don't give a shit about. It's noticeable on what's happening to Rambo, right? Especially
there
where
are some towns you don't want to get lost in America.
I was just gonna say,
like you don't want to be sometimes look too out of place, especially back then. And you had
It's
places
no
where
hope.
they seriously had a fear of these outsiders coming in because
right.
Somebody had a daughter raped or somebody had one of their family
Yeah.
members killed
Right,
because
right,
somebody
right.
from out of town came in. They looked rough. And I didn't exactly expect them to treat the character so bad just because of how recent the war was. But other than that, it
That's
was also
true.
his fault because he was pushing them. Troutman had a point. You're pushing them. He didn't give them an inch at all. He didn't give the cops here an inch. He didn't say his name. He didn't say who he was.
Right.
Goodwin has a point right here too. Like in that time period, this was common, and yes, people just wore army. Sorry, Bryce, go ahead, buddy.
No, but I'm saying I agree with everything everybody said. But in terms of making a story interesting, the fact that he basically is a war hero and that people treat him this way, even though you can understand their perspective, there's a part of me that can understand why this sheriff sees this guy and thinks he's bad news. You can sort of understand why he thinks that, but at the same time, knowing where Rambo came from, you do feel for him because
And
he's
that's what
basically
Stallone and the writers decided to take in their hands is that we as an audience, we know what he's been through and we know how he should probably be handled and treated and get cared for. And we see them
they
as
don't
that.
know.
And it's like it's an injustice to the audience, and the audience wants to have it fixed of revenge,
I guess what I'm saying is that a good story can show different characters doing things that you somewhat understand, even if they conflict with each other. And I think this is an interesting situation that on one hand, maybe this sheriff guy genuinely doesn't want a weird drifter. He doesn't know who he is. He seems like bad news. And on the other hand, this guy has been treated like crap all over the place, even though he's a war hero. And the fact that you have both of these things happening and you sort of understand both characters, that's what makes good writing. I don't see that a lot in movies today where you really understand the characters and the conflict this way, and the speed in which they make this happen so early in the movie. No wonder it's 90 minutes. They just They get to it right away. You immediately.
There's no
understand.
bullshit. There's no fluff, no filler.
No
It's
fat,
good.
no filler, no long shots like you said, Snyder. No slow motion. 7 hours of him like looking at a tree. Like
Release the
this is-
Snyder cut.
Now,
Yeah,
to
but
make this
him being a
movie,
hero is subjective.
wit.
Go ahead.
Like,
Go on, yes.
he is a war hero. He did what he did for his country and such.
Right.
But if you go to the end of the movie, people spat on him for being there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was a bad
he was
time.
just doing what he was told
Vietnam
to do.
was a rough time, for everybody. And the other thing is, back then, it wasn't just so much PTSD, which is like the more nuanced, back then it was shell shock. And basically, if you came back like crazy, then obviously that was something wrong. Like you're shaking or you can't, they were thinking of like
battle fatigue.
battle fatigue.
George Carlin has a
that,
fantastic routine on that it went from shell shock to battle fatigue to post-traumatic stress disorder. And it was just a very soft words. And if we used the words like shell shock, that was more impactful, maybe the soldiers could have got the help.
That's true. Yeah, maybe.
The thing is, like after the First World War, like when all these soldiers were returning, people had no idea what was going on. And again, this movie kind of explores how a soldier gets back into the world. How should he be treated? How is he treated? It was just a massive deep dive into it, and it's so fascinating.
That's why it was so impactful, and like True Pop is saying, and also Bryce reason. The reason that you have such a good type movie is, unfortunately, you do lose some of the background of the characters of the cops here to make them more one-dimensional. Whereas we know more about John than we do know of the cops, or else the movie would not be 90 minutes long.
That's true.
See,
That's true.
For the most part of this movie, Rambo's doing the right thing by being quiet and just like he's got this look on his face, like you wait until the fucking judge, hears my case.
Never talk to the cops. Yeah.
In this kind of case, like you let the cops break the law and be assholes to you, and you might spend a couple nights in jail for wrongly accusing, But if you go crazy and assault them and escape, it's a problem. But if
you're
you just
fucked.
like wait a few months and sue the shit out of them, Rambo could have came out on top, baby.
Yep. And he's trying to be a hard. He doesn't want to do his fingerprints here, and he's just hey.
I love that.
Wadding up the.
I've got a question to ask. So, because I haven't watched.
That's not strong enough to put Stallone's hands down on the fingerprints. I love that.
What's up,
2 is a prequel before this, right?
No.
No, it's a direct sequel. Well, technically,
yeah, because he leaves. He's in prison at the beginning, and that's the result of.
Okay.
I
was just wondering how he gets out of prison with all the.
They need him for a mission or some shit.
Yeah, it's like some bullshit. Like take pictures of people in Vietnam again. Did we get to win this time, sir?
At the end of this movie, they basically consider how bad it looked that they put a war hero in jail.
Yeah, they try to redeem
a mental
himself.
breakdown that they caused. So they use
he wasn't portrayed as a war hero. He was somebody who was in the war who did great things, but they never really said war hero.
Well, you assume that because he won the Medal of Honor, right?
That's it. But you've done some awful things to win the Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite part of First Blood Part 2 is? Julia Nixon, that Asian lady from Sidekick.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, mama.
Oh, yeah.
You'll take me America, make me a good housewife.
Yes.
That's basically yeah, but even here, like David Caruso, he's like, damn, look at all these fucking scars that he's got on his back and on his chest, and look at that.
Oh, he's a fan.
This is the best acting David Caruso has ever done.
It kind of
he doesn't have any sunglasses.
The John Wick scene in the first John Wick movie where he's just taking a shower and has all these tattoos, and just like, no, this is not just anyone.
So much.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. And then, of course, the cop here is being kind of a hard ass. He just starts hitting him for over. It's like, come on,
I would call this more than just a hard ass. This is like,
well, yeah,
a little next level.
Yeah. Then I like.
I'd say Mustache Cop is worse than Dennehy. Obviously, he's this.
This dude's getting pretty hardcore with the spray.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you're like water.
Like, oh my god!
And you're constantly asking yourself, how are these guys still cops? Holy hell!
Right.
Well, I think it's a small town. It's a small town. They don't see a lot of action, and like you said, like the jail is practically empty.
Shit still happens in small towns with cops. It's terrible. Yes, ma'am.
So I did.
In the book,
read
they cut chunks out of his hair. They cut his hair and then try and shave him, and that's when he loses it. But I just always thought like okay, sure, he's got some Beatles hair going, but like to actually cut his hair before he goes to the judge, that was the thing. That was legit a thing. My father told me the same thing. Yeah, when he went, they cut his hair, and then he went to the judge.
Right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
That was long time back in the day, everybody.
So I did have a question because I haven't read the book yet. So I did read though. I don't know which police officer it is, if it's the main guy or one of these guys, but apparently he was a oh my god, what is the war that came before Vietnam?
Korean War.
Yeah, he was a Korean War veteran.
That's
Brian Dennehy. That's the sheriff guy, the head guy, Teasel.
Yeah,
That's,
there we go.
Brian
And that
Dennehy.
was like a big reason why he was also upset with Rambo, because he was largely being forgotten in the community for his efforts, and that kind of bled through in what he proceeded to do to Rambo throughout the course of the novel. But you don't get that same tension here, which honestly would have I think that would have established the reasoning for a lot of characters better. But you can still infer quite a bit just based on the timing and the socio-political influences.
Yeah, because in the book they actually end with the mutual. He respects the hell out of Rambo. By the end of the
he
book.
wants to be Rambo.
Yeah,
I mean, you
really
destroyed the town and shot me, and
the way and they
got rid of all my deputies.
Well, I'm not going to
ruin the adversary.
Don't ruin it for Vex. You never read it, but it's they actually end up having a mutual respect for each other by the end. This is just very cut and dry. He's the bad guy. I'm the sheriff.
I like how
my
it's
town.
I like how it's like a Terminator 2. You know, he doesn't actually directly murder anybody. You know, he just stabs people in the legs, and
yeah, because there's the one
their own stupidity.
Well, the helicopter guy. I mean, he doesn't murder him, but he's
right.
They consider him responsible for the helicopter.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
I didn't do anything.
I read in the book. I also listened to the audiobook because I wanted to just be immersed in it.
Yo, the audiobook is good.
The gentleman that wrote the book, Jay Baker, I believe, he talked about how in the movie there is a body count of 2.
Yeah.
In the book, 7,000. Like
how much?
Not 7,000, but like
no, it's a lot. It's a lot of people in the book.
Ridiculous. He kills 5 people on the way out of escaping jail.
Remind me, who's the second guy that dies in the movie? I don't remember.
It is an uncredited one who dies in a car crash.
Right.
Oh, do they confirm it? They say
is that at the end?
No,
is that at the end?
I mean they don't really confirm it. I don't think.
I was there.
Yeah, but I saw that car crash. I'm like, that dude. If he's not dead, he's in a wheelchair or something.
We don't know. It could be an A-team situation that he just jumps out at the end.
This part now, when I was young and when I was younger, I really didn't get the full grasp of what I was watching and saw this scene. This shit was disturbing. Like
it creeped me the hell out.
Like with the knife going across his chest and his scream.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god,
when you first
excellent. This
was great. The scars, I thought they were like whipping scars, but then you find out they're like literally like slashes.
So
It's
cold.
like, dude.
And that razor in the book, that razor
with just a few shots, they explain to you so much about his backstory just by showing you a few shots. Nobody says a word. You just see this and you're like, okay, we get it.
Oh, it's horrible. And then he just goes, this is it. He's done. He's a fucking full kill mode. And he takes them apart.
I gotta get out of here.
Look at his face there. The anger and like the visceral fuck. Oh, this is like years of just being, like you said, being pushed in his mind. And all that.
And he's in full attack mode. He's like, I'm going to escape no matter what. I'm going to rip everybody's fucking face off. In the book, he slices a dude's stomach and looks at his entrails.
Yeah, by the way,
fills his guts with that razor.
My favorite part of the book is when he escapes the jail. He's naked on a fucking bike.
Yeah, dude.
Butt naked. Damn.
Butt naked driving through
butt
the tunnel.
naked with chunks of hair cut out of him. But you
this
know
is
what?
supposed to be more in the South, though, y'all.
We all watched this
Kentucky,
movie.
Book is
we all
Kentucky.
watched this movie at this point, and you were all, fuck yeah, get the
Oh,
hell out
yeah.
of
At this point,
movie
yeah.
officially starts
grab
right
that
now.
knife,
We know what the
get
plot
the
is.
hell
We know what's
out.
going on.
Yeah.
And also, I love how he just grabs his knife. You know, that's like his prized possession.
It only took 17 minutes to basically get all the main plot points pushed across, and then it's all just a manhunt at this point. What the fuck? Like, what have you ever seen anything current like this where it gets everything done so quickly, and yet you're like, okay, wow.
It's rare, you know.
Well, meanwhile, Dune, Kingdom of the Planet of Apes, you have to watch a good 40 minutes of them for it to get even a little
2 frames back was my dad teaching me Oh, was it right here, Copa?
What's going on?
It's also like
I love it.
Copa, what was going on in your house?
You could tell in the movie, at least, Rambo's purposely like not killing any police, probably because he knows, like, you know, once you start killing cops, like it's it. You know, you gotta.
You gotta read the book. It's Nate. He's in the. Damn it, Copa. What's up, Copa? Hope all's well,
Yeah,
buddy.
well, like I said, I like the movie more. I mean, I like to think that this is probably
I get it.
time he's gotten into
The movie is more
serious...
fun. The book is.
Oh yeah, the book is dark, man.
Rambo.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
You said that you've been reading comic books lately.
Yes, a lot lately. Yes.
The original telling of Spider-Man's origin took 3 panels.
Jesus.
If you were to tell that today, it would take 3 trades.
Yeah.
So
you're welcome, Copa.
Everything is so deconstructed.
We need the backstory of why Aunt May was a single mom.
We all know why. We all know why.
That one time Uncle Ben and no, anyway. Yeah,
Uncle Ben didn't even say with great power comes great responsibility. It was kind of in a narrator box. And then I think it was in the 80s or 70s introduced that Uncle Ben said.
Yes.
So that's a little
But
interesting.
it was just everything was so decompressed now. Like
oh yeah, yeah.
Take 3 words and spread it out to a mini series when
yes,
like you said, this thing has a
you don't
3-hour
need
cut that's unnecessary. They
would
tell
I
the
mind
story perfectly in this.
Would I mind a miniseries of Rambo based on the book? No, but I'm thinking of me just as a fan of just for me personally. I'm not saying
you do it'd be difficult to do a miniseries of something that takes place in like one day, you know.
Let's crowdfund it. We can do it.
The thing
you
is,
could do it over.
like,
you could do 4 episodes of this if you really want to. You could break it down.
The Hunted.
Yeah,
yeah, like that.
I like this movie,
Jones
but
and Benicio del Toro.
I
It's
feel
basically
like
the same thing.
Yeah, I feel like the book goes too far into, I don't know, the darkness, the violence, and
it does.
The movie goes too far into the cops being one-dimensional and evil. I think there's a nice balance somewhere in the middle.
Okay,
well, you could have
That's
gotten a
fair enough.
movie
I
where
think that you could do
cops are more nuanced and Rambo is more
cops are
No, I agree, and this is where the book I like, because with Teasel in the book, there's a whole backstory there that they tell about him and his ex-wife and all this stuff. You're like, oh, so he's already kind of like in his own mind fucked up before
It's
Rambo
heavy.
even gets there. What's up, Pops? Welcome to the show, buddy. Love Pops. And Janet.
This is
Janet
like
Banana.
ACAB. This is like ACAB the movie, basically.
Right. So you're a beautiful man, Pops. Thank you very much. You're a beautiful. You know what? Just for you, we actually have some new videos today, and a couple that White Bear gave me. I'm gonna play one of those. Here you go. This is for you, buddy.
Shoot the glass. Shoot the glass.
Awesome.
Guys in defense.
Thank you, Pops. Thank you, Pops.
To be fair, the book and the movie, you do really have to treat them like 2 different things. After there's such a big difference, but I mean, to the point where sometimes they can't really exactly complement each other. That's how different they are. But I enjoy them both thoroughly. So,
yep. They're both they have strong points. I do agree that some of the book, well, the author of the book even said he actually really liked the movie adaptation, and he's like, I agreed with a lot of the stuff.
He would hate it.
No, he loved it. He said, he goes, he even says it in an interview at the end of the book.
It's superior.
He said, I understand that he said there's a medium for books. It's different than movies. Movies are visual. My story would not work for a movie. I was like, wow, okay. He was cool about it. So, and then he actually wrote novelizations of Rambo for the movies that went on a little bit, but he only did it just, you know,
the whole emotional core of this movie is the big breakdown at
how
the
well
end.
he was.
Yeah, was it? If this movie didn't have Sylvester Stallone's big breakdown monologue at the end, this movie would be, you know, meh. It's literally the whole movie.
Yeah. Oh, that's the whole movie comes down to that one moment.
That breakdown,
right? And this is, I mean, that distills why this is so superior to the book, you know, because that tragic element and that you feel sorry for Rambo.
There you go.
Also, within a context of of the time this movie was released,
Right.
you know, there was still people. This was a lot more of a relevant issue during this time, where there were people that came back from Vietnam, and it was still a fresh wound in that sense that, or
Yes.
fresh enough wound. So them addressing it and even having Stallone play this character and making him more sympathetic and having him in this situation, I think that it resonated with a lot of people that came back, you know, from Vietnam and maybe didn't feel great about how they were treated. I think that it somehow touched upon a public conversation that was very relevant at the time.
Yeah, it was revolutionary at the time because it wasn't just that it's, you know, saying, you know, we got to be, you know, treat our veterans better, but it was like one of the first movies to be saying that, you know?
Right, but it also it shows the opposite. I mean, you do understand the sheriff here, but at the same time, you also understand that, you know, these soldiers come back. There's something they didn't, like you said, they didn't say PTSD because it probably the term didn't exist, but they're at least showing you that the guy came back, the kind of trouble that these soldiers came back with, and how nobody cares about them. It's a really powerful movie, really.
Well, the biggest problem is nobody was on board with the Vietnam War. It was a very government push war, and anybody that was trying to against it got so many people completely against it.
Right.
And nobody, like it, every war is awful, but this particular war was almost televised. And
then when it became too unpopular, the same government that pushed it then pushed to get out too.
Exactly. Okay, we're getting out. We're bringing our boys home, and we're going to leave them on the street with knives.
I like how
you know what the
Dennehy...
guys.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, you go.
Now mine's kind of changing subjects, so continue.
No, I was going to say
he could be naked. If this was the book, he would be naked right now.
It may have been an unpopular war, but at the same time, you can't blame the soldiers that were drafted and sent by their country to do a service. And I think that part of the problem also is that they came back, and like you were just saying, it was an unpopular war. A lot of people didn't want to be there. It was seen as a negative thing. And instead of saying, hey, you fought for your country, they were kind of looked down upon. So that adds another layer to the conversation, even though I don't think they should ever be held accountable for being sent and drafted by their own government.
Well, it's like blaming an actor for a shitty direction of a movie.
Oh, well, yeah.
I think Cannoli needs to stop moving the slides. There's so much we're missing that I don't want to go over here.
Well,
like first is the car falls over. The car falls into the ravine. Ravine. How do you like in the old town in the 70s? Like fishing that out would be probably pretty difficult on the tiny road. They probably just leave it there. You know, back in like. Definitely
forever.
Like
I don't know.
40s. Yeah.
Probably still there.
Redneck engineering that we have.
I mean, nowadays you can fish that thing out there easily. But also, like he says, he finds that random tarp, like Brad saying, he's supposed to be butt naked, but he finds this random like canvas bag. Apparently, that canvas bag was real. Like they did the set prop people just found that, like, and that is like an actual like treasured prop that Sylvester Stallone still has possession of, and we talk about
cool how he did that. I love that.
But it's like moldy canvas bag, like, you know, you were imagine like that, like, you know, rubbing against your naughty bits and stuff while you're running around in the jungle in the woods.
Well, in the book he coerced a couple
moonshiners,
moonshine bootleggers to get them some clothes.
Yeah.
They give him food and
clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
They give him food. They give him alcohol. They give him a gun.
He swigged a couple jugs.
Oh, they got him.
He was
drunk
very
too?
impressed.
Oh,
he did it one-handed.
Yeah.
They both sat and hated on the government together for a little while.
Yeah, they did for a minute. Yeah.
He's like, "You're pretty cool. I'll give you some booze."
Yeah, here's some clothes and some shoes
and a rifle.
And a rifle.
Yeah. But then there's that great moment before he finds the bag where Dennehy's just yelling at him, "I know you can hear me. You're finished." Yeah. It's like,
I'm down as far as you can go.
And there's that great moment when he takes a rest on that abandoned truck. He first searches the truck, doesn't find anything, and he takes like the seat and just has this like sigh, like, "Oh, Rambo."
Like he's looking for something, and then he's
like, he kind of has this moment where he takes this big deep breath. He's like, "What have you gotten yourself into this?
What am I doing here?
Why did I do that?
Poor John.
Oh man, they killed Aunt Jemima.
Oh well, better make a poncho.
Yeah. Aunt Jemima. Yeah, this is where
that
this
knife.
guy. Yeah, this
That
guy's like,
knife, if he
get
did
the
not take that
helicopters,
knife,
get
he'd
the
have been
dogs.
screwed.
Oh no, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean they're not doing anything else. There's nothing else going on in this town.
Okay.
Well, the funny
how
thing
many
is,
of you as kids owned a toy Rambo knife with the little compass and all that?
I had a legit one. My dad dug
had some legit
a
ones.
pellet out of my ear when we were playing Rambo. Me and my buddies were with our pellet guns running around. He shot me in the ear.
Cool.
So,
Well, that aside, I had a much better childhood, and that thing was fucking rocking.
I think I got a Rambo knife right behind me.
Rambo toy everywhere, even until like in the 90s when I was like mainly growing.
you remember the Rambo cartoon?
Yes.
Yes.
It was like
I got you. Don't worry, Jana. I know you.
Jana's doing a Rambo reading of her own right after this, which is great.
No, so we got to watch that.
It's not Rambo. It's Bloodsport.
It's part of
It's
the
in
lore.
the. Isn't it
Don't
in the
you
same
dare.
universe?
I know you were going to say, don't you dare.
No. But she's doing She's got Squeaky Mouse reading a script she wrote for Bloodsport after this.
There
So,
we go.
yeah.
Thank you.
I will give you enough time, Jana. Trust me. I will get it done.
I checked my military
Love
knife is
Bloodsport.
World War II era, so no, that's not.
Stallone's roles. He's known for Rocky, Rambo, and what's the third one that I'm missing?
Over the Top.
Over the Top. He's made a lot of like one like
Demolition Man is his third big classic.
Stop
too.
or my mom will shoot.
Probably.
Judge Dredd. Oh god, yeah, the law.
Demolition Man, and Southland Tales, and what's the other one?
You forgot Oscar.
Oscar.
Oh yeah, Oscar. I actually like Oscar.
Oh,
that one's
Tango
fun.
and Cash.
Tango and Cash.
Tango and
Like,
Cash, dude. You broke that jaw.
Yo, Rambo is a pussy.
They gotta
he says it.
They gotta remake Tango and Cash with like Jason Momoa and Chris Hemsworth.
Let's
Why?
not and say we did.
I want to like the movie.
They're both.
No, honestly, do Tango and Cash with black ladies. I wouldn't mind that. Just yeah,
I would
let's
watch
do it.
that.
Netflix exclusive.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
Jada Pinkett
Unfortunately.
and Halle Berry.
Thank you,
Unfortunately, I think
Waylon.
It'll
Diamond and
probably
Silk
be
are no
that
longer together.
Leslie chick from Ghostbusters.
Oh.
No,
Who's
the
the
lady
other
from
one?
One of
Atlas.
them's hot.
Halle
What's her
Berry
name?
is good. Don't throw her into this. It'll probably
I'm not
be
saying
Leslie.
that she's bad. I'm just saying realistically, they're not going to cast a pretty black woman.
Halle Bailey
I'm with
and,
you, Vex.
Halle
It's going to
Bailey
be
and
Leslie Jones
Zendaya.
and Jada Pinkett Smith. They're going to be.
Vex, what if I made
Oh.
Tango or Cash Henry Cavill? What if
What's
Tango or
the
Cash
chick
was
from
Henry
If it was
Cavill?
Atlas?
Henry
That,
Cavill
that
and Henry
Netflix
Cavill,
movie that just came out. What's her name? Crap, I'm forgetting. There's a new
Halle
movie on
Bailey?
Netflix, Atlas.
Oh,
Oh,
J-Lo?
Jennifer
J-Lo.
Lopez.
Jennifer
I
Lopez. Yeah,
watched
put
it. It was awful.
dude, she.
Yeah.
I mean, her last two movies are awful. I talked about how that This Is Me Now is so bad, but she looks goddamn good for her age, man.
Oh, for
She
her
looks
Well, that
fantastic.
baby's
They could
blood.
hide a
That's
gun in that
why.
booty.
Even not for
Baby's
her age, she
blood.
kind of looks
Yeah,
good.
It's her
she looks
satanic-
hot for her age. Yeah, she
It's
looks
her
like
satanic
Say,
rituals.
She has
Good
like a
for- good
tactical
for Ben
ass.
Affleck.
So.
She got the ass of a 20-something-year-old.
Wayland, thank you for your super chat, buddy. 2/3 of the troops in Vietnam were volunteers, whereas World War II, 2/3 of the troops were drafted.
Yep.
Yes, big difference.
I'd say that's true, but I don't know.
Hold on, I don't know. But for you, I'm going to give you this one because this is one of my favorite scenes ever in a movie.
But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you. I make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you. What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Wonderful.
He's not
Yeah,
insecure about it at all.
When are we doing that movie?
Good. I don't know, man. That's a good one.
We don't have the time.
We don't let him have his Italian ways.
Yeah, we don't do Italian movies because Vex hates them all,
No.
so we're not allowed.
It's okay. We'll
Can
do
I do it?
I'm
Invite
just
you on
kidding. I'm
my
just
show?
kidding.
Yeah,
it's
we'll do a 10
That's my favorite movie of all time.
discussion on yeah.
I grew up around a lot of that shit. Actually, anyway, that's for another story. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So we got the poncho. There you go, Enzo. You got
Poncho,
the
baby.
poncho. He's
Yeah.
making a belt out of a rope.
I knew I
He's
stole
very-
this rope for something.
Yeah, and then this is just him
Everybody
wandering. And again, yeah. So this is just him wandering around trying to figure out where the hell he's going. And so Teasel has the helicopters come in. The guy with his dogs. Now this is a whole nother thing in the
Dogs
book.
are the big problem. Like
The
when you're getting
backstory with
chased-
the guy with the dogs has a massive backstory with Teasel. He's basically like
Heartbreaking.
it's like a father to
Yeah.
him in the
Father
book.
figure.
Yeah. So I'm like, wow, so there's a lot of stuff missing. Again, I understand for the movie it works. I love the movie. Just saying these little tiny things, like Vex was kind of hinting, would build so much more for the character work. I think that's where a miniseries would. I'm not saying it's got to be 8 episodes. That's retarded. 4. I think you could do 4 to 6 in this would be perfect. Just to kind of rough out some of the, smooth out some of those rough edges. Again, movie's great on its own, of course.
But for a 90-minute action movie, you don't need any of it. Whatever.
Right.
No, I agree.
Like you get enough backstory with the old man because he loves his dogs. He calls them his babies, and that Brian Dennehy already knows everyone in town anyway. So you can assume that when the old man gets shot in the legs, it's like that's not good. Everyone's on a first name basis, like especially like even the National Guard later when they're calling each other like Jerry and Bill or whatever.
He makes him clean up the mess. He's like, well, I gotta open the store tomorrow.
I love that he opens this fucking compass.
Like for instance, when the asshole falls out of the helicopter, Brian Dennehy has this look like no, but you don't need to see some fucking backstory about how the guy got along with his daughter or whatever. It's just
like I said, for the movie it works.
Says it very succinctly. He's like we were doing stuff while your mama was wiping your fucking nose. It shows that they were friends. They've been friends.
It's a great lesson in like how much fat you can trim and still have like a bare bones like story that like you can. Sometimes it's like Kill Your Darlings. There's there's a great scene about the old man and Brian Dennehy's character or whatever. It's like cut it, and see how much tighter this movie gets. And it's so much more like visceral and brutal, and it just doesn't let up.
I like how here it was just the part here where Caruso's telling him like how quickly he went through the whole police force. Basically,
he went through.
And the guy's like, "Oh shit!"
It was like we weren't even there.
I mean, getting back to what you guys said about shortening stuff, I think that applies to writing in general. Like, if you make your sentence shorter, the more likely it'll make more sense. Basically, so.
Well, it's like the treatment from the Lord of the Rings books to the Lord of the Rings movies. What is more easy to digest, and what inspired a new generation to get into it? The fucking movie. So that tactic works. Condensing characters at times.
Gooch last night brought up some interesting trivia. This is Memorial Day. We're watching this patriotic movie. I didn't know. None of us knew that it was filmed in Canada.
Yeah. He was laughing about that when I told him we were doing this.
Yeah, it's funny.
People escaped to get away from the Vietnam War, right?
This is the part where
they went to BC and they went to the mayor. They hosed him down, sobered him up, and said they're going to
they wanted to film this in Kentucky like the book, but it was too cold at the time. So the funny thing is they went to
so they went to Canada. Smart.
yeah, but no, that's the funny part. They went and it actually snowed and stopped production for a while. And and the director was like, God damn it.
Who could have predicted Canada's colder than
Wow.
I think it's good though. Whatever they chose is good. I like this place.
Yeah, I love the redwoods. Not redwoods, but these.
It's all very gray, very British.
He's like,
it looks wet and damp, and in the book they really talk about like the weather conditions, and the brambles and everything. Nobody,
it's like those Lord of the Rings books. Cut. Like the Lord of the Ring books, it's like you meet the elves, and then it's like a chapter just about the elves and all the shit they do and their language.
Let me tell you the backstory about this branch.
Yeah, it doesn't travel. It doesn't translate that well for film. You guys are right.
Look at this face.
Canada equals cold Australia? No way.
No, what the fuck?
Canada. I mean, actually, nowadays, I guess I see the comparison with their government.
See that? Yeah, I can see that.
With the government, I agree.
Yeah, this is just a lot of him trying to climb up, see where he's going. He hears the dogs behind him; they're chasing him, and
the dogs are like the big, we got to get moving. The dogs are going to find you. The dogs are going to come get you.
And he does mention that even in the book. Like, I know I can't escape these fucking things. Like, he knows how hunting dogs are.
You have to literally kill every one of them.
But
I love how in movies like dogs, in movies the dogs' powers are only like selective. Like, there's so many scenes in movies where someone sneaks up on a dog. That's way harder than you think. Dogs can like.
Oh God, yeah, they sense everything.
You mean the guys who killed John Wick's dog?
Yeah, dude. I had a dog. I had a little toy fox terrier, and dude, he would just like bark. He just knew when someone was walking up the driveway. You know what I mean? Like, he knew.
They know. They hear everything. Yep.
Orville.
they
Orville was
they
the
know that.
gentleman.
I'm
that,
sure dogs were a nice
the
snack
dogs.
in Vietnam. So
Oh, my
Yeah.
little Toy Fox Terrier would have made a succulent little meal for sure. He was like a
Anything
little,
you can get your
little-
hands on.
a little chicken.
Yeah,
Damn
this
it,
is
now
true.
I want to eat John Wick's dog.
That is true. This is what the book does very
Oh,
well.
yes.
It goes back and forth between their perspectives and how they're seeing things. So it gives you
Yeah,
Well
listen,
done. Well done,
for
Lord
me,
Toxic.
like I said, I would still love a
I'm with
miniseries
you.
where they
Let's do
kind
it.
of mix the book and the movie or something like that. But I want
man.
great. I love the detail, but
Listen.
I also love this too.
Vex is right. Let's crowdfund this bitch, and in 50 years, we can finally afford to get it done.
I told you how close I came to writing it all out for Cope and sending
I
to him
know,
and be
I
like,
know,
"Hey, make
I
this
know.
happen."
The thing is the book
good
did
shot.
not have the character of Rambo because he wasn't John J. Rambo. He was not some pinnacle of like workout culture. He was just a man that did his things. Who would you cast as somebody that was John J. Rambo? Not somebody that is like the bodybuild type. He was not the Rambo. He was not the Stallone. He
That's
was
a
not
tough
the
question.
Schwarzenegger type.
John C. Riley. No, I'm just kidding.
I'd be down with that.
Look,
Chalamet.
I would-
No.
I
Enzo
would
brought
definitely
Trump
like to-
over.
Oh, hey, President Trump. Yeah, dude, he was in my chat
Thanks.
last night. Yeah, it was great. Great to have you,
Yeah.
sir.
But I mean, Rambo in the book was kind of an everyman who was just a badass that did things.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to recast Rambo, I would definitely pick like someone nobody suspects. You know,
You know who they
I don't
wanted?
wanna
You know who
pick
they
The
wanted?
Rock or someone
They
obvious.
were going to do a
Who?
TV show for a while. If you don't remember, they were going to remake actual not a
Oh,
TV show.
yes.
Adam Driver was actually
Adam.
was one of the people.
I would.
I'm on
I'd
board
buy
with
that.
that.
I'd buy that.
I could see it as a younger Rambo. Sure,
Dude, it's pretty
Why not?
talented. So
he's a good
Adam
actor.
Driver's like
He's a vet.
75 years old, though, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's a vet. Like I think that's why they wanted him initially, but it just didn't work out. But I could see it actually. So
I know,
back
like
then,
down with that, actually.
Pacino was considered for the movie, and like,
Yeah.
doing it nowadays, like casting. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Stay
Paul
away from the
Newman,
casting
Clint
trivia.
Eastwood,
Hold
so
on,
many
hold on,
were,
hold on.
but it
Yeah.
took
Oh,
so long to
right,
get
right,
made.
But I was saying if I had to pick someone new today, like I would try to pick like a comedian nobody's suspecting or something. Adam
somebody who
Sandler.
would-
I'm just kidding. He's too old.
Conan
Oh my
O'Brien.
God. Want to kill the
Jake
sheriff.
Gyllenhaal?
No.
Donald Glover. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Jake Gyllenhaal is too pretty.
I don't
But
think
he can
pull
play
it
a
off,
psychopath.
What
That's
about,
Yeah, no, he
uh,
can.
reasoning.
He can. Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Make him black. There you go.
Yeah.
if he hadn't been so overused,
Cool. Tell me,
Jake
buddy.
Gyllenhaal at one time, before he got
Right.
all, before he got all stupid, like whatever he was for the Roadhouse movie and all that. I think that dude, I over the years have had actually more respect for him as an
He's not a
actor.
bad actor.
I
I
didn't
think
really
he's
like.
kind of weird. He's more of an oddball.
He
Yeah.
has
I
played
mean,
soldiers
we're-
before.
He has. That's. Oh yeah. No, he was in. What's that movie? He was in.
Jarhead.
Guy
Jarhead.
Ritchie's movie. Yeah.
Oh,
Donnie
Yeah,
Darko.
you know,
Mm.
maybe I don't know how good of an actor he is, but maybe what's his name? Clint Eastwood's son. He's a good-looking
Wait.
guy, right? That might
Scott
go
Eastwood?
up
Scott.
the seats.
Scotty.
He has
Yeah.
played that kind of role before.
Oh yeah, I
Who's he
know.
talking- No, not the guy from Dune. No, of Timothy Chalamet.
Oh yeah,
No.
Timothy Chalamet as Rambo.
Oh wait,
The Wifey boy.
If you-
Michael
Going to be
Cera
gay.
as Rambo.
Brolin, the Thanos actor. Is he too old?
McLovin. Get that McLovin
Oh,
kid.
you don't know who
Please.
this twink is.
Yeah,
He's
he might be
got
a little
the
too
bronze
old
medal.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe an
Purple
early
heart.
Brolin, like Goonies. What the fuck's his? Oh God.
Sean Astin.
No,
Josh
here's what you
Brolin.
do.
Josh Brolin.
Make it current. Make it current day, but he's still a Vietnam vet, so he's like a 70-year-old actor.
70-year-old
you know?
old man
Right.
Rambo.
John Adams definitely needs
Kevin
another movie
Spacey.
about walking for a long time.
Yeah, old
I
man
don't think he can handle
Rambo.
it.
We need this in our. Yeah, here comes the helicopter. Here he comes. And I love how the pilot's telling him like they're in some wind draft thing, and he's like, if you don't keep this straight, I swear to God, I'm gonna kill you.
Dude, that's the
That's just
same
like-
pilot from Terminator 2, the helicopter pilot, and he's all these this
Maybe.
whole scene, the stunt works with the helicopter, just flying
good.
for real in camera. It's amazing. It's great. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I
this
like
is the
how-
guy the T1. This pilot is the same guy the T1000 tells to get out.
T1000.
Remember?
Yep.
Same
Yep.
dude.
Get
Yep.
out.
Huh.
Get out.
Cool.
Now we know how Rambo should have took down the helicopter.
He basically put himself in this situation, killed himself. How stupid can you be just to really want to shoot someone like this?
He's so hard on because
and everyone's telling him like, "What are you doing?" You know.
This character in the movie and in the book hated.
Maybe have your seatbelt on, you fucking dummy. Is there, right? Surely there's some kind of harness or something you got to be wearing.
Well,
Come on, go.
This was the point where the National Guard showed up, right?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
not yet.
No,
not yet.
So they just had a freaking helicopter for some jerkwater town.
Well,
here's the thing: if
Oh.
you have a helicopter and you don't use it, then it looks bad on the funding. You need to use the shit the government provides for you.
Oh, I guess I'm down.
Yeah.
I could maybe see Eric Bana. Probably.
Like when you have to understand when
Eric
Rambo
Bana
runs off into the woods, like the cops, like, great, we can use the dogs, we can use the helicopter, like get it all. We got to use it all.
Ye freaking haw.
That's embarrassing, isn't it? They're using dogs, helicopters, everything,
and they can't beat him. I'll tell you why Bana might be a good choice, though. Not to like we talked about acting, visual acting, like with the Planet of the Apes movies recently and Mad Max last week. Like Bana is really good with he's acting with his eyes in his movies, so he has that. He could do that sad kind of look, kind of like Stallone does in this movie. He's got the that long stare, but he's a good actor with his eyes. So I could see a young Bana playing this role.
And also, he's only 2 years away from being a fruit.
I got it. Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, exactly.
Only Stallone could be Rambo.
Price, you know what?
I
think you
you're
nailed it. I think you're right. He just fits it. But
All
it
the
would be
people that you said now, I don't like any of them. I mean, it's not that I have anything against them. I don't like them in this role. I can't imagine any of them doing it.
He's taking over. We're taking over everything. Let me tell you what's happening. Stallone is the only Rambo.
No, I agree. And it's hard to think about anybody else playing these roles. It's like who's gonna play Rocky now? It's like nobody.
Well, when we're all dead, they're gonna remake these movies because they got no original ideas. But if they really wanted to, give me Sam Rockwell.
They would make Timothy Chalamet Rambo, and it would be pathetic. But that's what they would do.
Oh,
no, when we talk about who we want to cast Rambo, that's very different from who they probably would.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
this part
Twink
here,
got
dude.
the Purple Heart.
So
Or
this is where
lame like The Rock or someone.
Oh god, fuck off.
That also would be shitty.
So this part, he finally gets the helicopter steady enough to where he's getting closer with each shot, right? And he finally gets like, I got him. Just hold the fucking thing still. And then the way he jumps, like the stunt work here.
Yeah.
First of all, as a younger person watching, it was fucking scary watching him jump off.
It looked painful.
Holy shit, man! He just let's see if I can show it a little bit.
He fucks up his rib and
look at that.
open his arm.
He gets a stick stuffed in his side, and you hear him, and he goes, "Oh god!" And that it sounds so freaking real. Good job.
You're gonna make me jump.
Everyone loves Sly Stallone's trademark crooked mouth when he screams.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like a.
How many
fall
times
down.
have we seen in movies, especially
Laying
in
on
action movies,
pine-
where
pine
a
trees,
character
those little
jumps
pine
out of
spires?
something and it's just like, I'm fine. And,
yeah.
it's just, a much more riskier.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Price? I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh, Austin Butler as
I
Rambo.
didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you were talking. My bad. Well, in case you want to talk, go ahead. Yeah, this part was wild. It was just, and they were like, "Holy shit! Did he just jump off the cliff?" Like,
Well,
God
I think
damn.
that was establishing the okay, this man's serious.
Yeah,
Well, it's a desperation too, right? This is like
He's got
a
nowhere
man
else can he
kind of
go.
on the. Yeah, he's got nowhere else to go, and it's we kind of get the full circle happen later on, but it's
I'm
even
gonna do it.
near here. It's like after the war, nobody has a place anymore, right? He comes back to society. There's nothing left for him but the skills he was given on a battlefield. So I think it's just really telling of the kind of man that John Rambo has become, unfortunately.
Push to the edge doesn't explain this enough.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But this shot specifically is the one I was talking about that's super badass and impressive. This is
it's great.
Yeah,
Goes back and
really.
forth.
Look at the camera
Look
work
at
here.
that.
awesome
amazing.
blocking.
Yeah.
That's
Look
a
at
painting
this.
right there.
This took a lot of practice, a lot of people all on the same page, a lot of
Move the helicopter here. No, wait, a little to the right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd imagine
right,
that'd be
It goes back forward and then back again, and the blanks are going off, perfectly.
Keeping
and
the
stuff.
focus
Little
in the
squibs.
right area. there to show you exactly how.
It's a great
crazy
shot.
this feels.
This guy's fucking nut, and he's even got the guy on the radio. Like, stop! I don't want him.
Dude,
in
that's
this
a
guy's
real
like,
helicopter, bro. It's badass.
Yeah,
Angry. He's
CGI.
so
I was gonna
fucking
say,
angry. He wants him dead.
This movie does a really good job of all of the practical effects. In all honesty,
dude.
like I find with a lot of action movies of this era, you can kind of see where a lot of it is set up, or where there's something rigged to go off. But I think,
100%.
save for just like the bullets going through the shop windows in the final scene, you can't like it's so seamless and smooth. It's very impressive for the 80s.
Yep.
Well,
there was
a
no
lot of times in the
CGI.
70s and 80s, it was easier to just do it for real, you know? Like just
No, well, it's not even that.
Kind of
I'm
like
saying
now
like the setup,
because
right?
CGI
It's like
is more
usually-
expensive than practical effects now.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
usually you can see when there's an intentional setup. That's what I'm saying, right? In
Okay,
a
fair
movie
enough.
of this era. But
Oh,
for
this part's
here, it's just so seamless and almost like perfect that you can't even tell that there's a setup to it.
No, she's right. They do. Yeah, you don't even know. It's done really well. And this part's fucked up when he pulls
Now-
the guy's jacket off, and he's just like
So good.
looking.
eye
Okay,
contact.
I don't know what happened there.
The only
He's
failure
looking-
that happened during that scene, I feel like, is when they slowed down his fall to slam into that rock right there. You hear him scream, and he goes, "Oh, oh," like that, and then he falls like 5 more seconds, and then he, "Oh," and you're like, "Oh, they could have done that maybe a little."
I'm so waiting for the scream of David Carradine.
Oh,
When he stabbed him in the leg.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they replicated that scream in like the video game Golden Axe.
Mhm.
And I
Well.
love that scream so much.
Good scream. It's a
But
good
like, I like
scream.
this part where he's looking at him, and he's just like,
Yeah.
like what's going through his mind here? He's like, I just fucking
Boy, I
did
sure
this.
did miss dead people.
You weren't
like-
This is not like the guy I stabbed last week in the fucking back of the.
The face is like the face is saying the hell of my life continues. You know, this is
Where did you
more-
put
more
it?
death.
here
more
I am
death.
back into hell again.
I didn't
More
want this.
destruction. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I did. It's like God,
Right.
you just can't get out.
He
of
didn't
it.
want this.
I didn't want this, but
He's
here
like,
we
"Look
are.
at you now, motherfucker." You know,
Yeah.
He calls it.
Had to come after
you know
me,
what?
bro. I killed you with a
You
rock.
fuck around,
bitch.
you find out. Yeah.
There's shame.
absolutely.
There's shame in it. He's like, I didn't want this.
Oh yeah, I
Piss
didn't want
off.
it to go this far,
But fuck
yeah.
you.
Then he runs away here, and then yeah, this part here when he comes out. Well,
That's
not
such
yet.
a mess. That's such a mess.
God, look at that. Oh
Yeah.
God.
That's so good.
Yeah, and the thing is, why did you grab him? Now your hands are bloody and
Blood all
the
over
cops are
him.
gonna- Yeah.
Before DNA
On
processing.
rewatch, because I rewatched this for the first time since I was a kid, in all honesty, so my memory of this was not bad, or not good, sorry. But I thought he didn't mind the blood because it would throw off the dogs later on, and he's pretty
Yeah.
well hurt and trying to cover his tracks. So that's why I
Smart.
think he didn't mind it.
They pitch that in the books a lot too.
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Throwing the dog scent. Yeah.
Perfect.
Just look at
Yeah,
this.
there you go.
He's got his own fucking little kit to patch himself back up. This looked like it fucking hurt.
Oh,
that's
can
at
I-
the top
okay, I have a
of the, that's
question
at the
about
top
this.
of the Rambo knife when
This
you
looks
when
so
you
real.
spin off the
They do a great
outfits.
job on this.
Okay, so he finds this knife in a shed, right?
Nope. He
No, that's
has
his
that.
No,
knife.
he- no,
He got it
that's
back
his
from
knife.
the police
Oh,
station
okay.
before he left.
He took
Never
it back.
One of the
mind.
few things he grabs that over his jacket. He obviously has his shirt and jeans back on and his shoes. God, thank God he had his shoes back on, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, this is.
but yeah,
Aw,
he
bless your
yeah, the
little
blood
heart.
is like coming out. I don't know. This is one of those great effects. It looks so
The
good.
gush.
It looks so good, man.
If it's not real, it looks real. It's because the
Yeah.
blood is like, I think the blood is like
Gushing
being
out.
squirt like behind.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
There's
dude,
a
I don't know how it's
prosthetic
coming out.
under there. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
falls down. It's so
That's
good.
It
worked
looks
out well,
amazing
yeah.
though. It looks amazing.
And it's just
though.
one of those things where it's like it's not too much blood, but it's enough. It's same thing like
Oh,
when
I just-
Wade dies in Saving Private Ryan. They're like wiping
Private Ryan.
his belly
Yeah.
clean.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
blood just
yeah,
keeps
yeah.
pouring out of him. It's so
Yeah.
awesome.
It's done well.
I
like
like
this
a
guy.
good
Let's
squirter.
wow. Happy birthday, Lenny. Let's nail this sucker's ass. This guy's like, let's get him. He can't be
Yeah,
fighting the dogs.
Orville here, the most
You're
lethal
wearing too much time
person
to
in
do
the whole
that.
movie.
Yep. Now this part when he comes out and he starts talking to them with his hands up,
Dude, you have
Um,
blood covered hands. Like, what do you
blood
think he's going
hands,
to do?
and he's trying. Like, it's weird, right? Because you're like, he's trying. Is he trying to convince them enough? Like, he knows that's probably nothing's going to come good. Nothing good is going to come out of this, right? So why? What do you think his motive was here? To really give himself up?
I
Or-
think it's I think it's more the film trying to show that he's a decent guy that's been put in this situation, and that he's now dealing with a guy that's dead that he didn't even really want to kill. That's what it's trying to show.
He tried to just throw a rock at that windshield, at that helicopter.
Yeah,
you didn't want. Yeah,
nothing bad was going to happen doing that, right?
The only way it would look worse.
It's not really his fault. The guy dive bombed out of it. He
He should have been wearing a seatbelt.
him.
He's like, if you turn back now, I'll only eat his legs.
I mean, it does go to show that he does have a heart. He does have a conscience, but it's just like don't bother. These guys are potential evil goons.
They don't care. Yeah.
One day we'll pass
he's getting
legislation
shot
to
at.
make you have body cams.
Let's say he was butt naked, like in the book, right? And he just like strips all the clothes off the police officer, so like the dude's dead and naked on the rock, and then Rambo comes out wearing the sheriff's like full like outfit, like with his hands up. That's the only way it could look worse than it does right now. It does look pretty bad for sure.
Well,
I mean,
he didn't do anything. He's not wearing his face or anything. So.
And they just start firing because he's backing up, and
he's wearing his face.
It makes it sound like
in the book. In the book, he's wearing shoes that are too big, so he stuffs them with sleeves. Dress pants that are too tight, and a shirt that moderately fits.
It's so wild.
It sounds so stupid, but to do what he did, wearing loose-fitting, irregular-fitting clothes, that's a goddamn marvel.
Yeah.
You ever put on shoes that aren't right? You can't do shit. Rambo did.
Yeah. So Rambo
did.
So Rambo gets like supposedly gets hit in the head with a bullet. He's like, I think we got him.
He gets shot.
Yeah, he does.
The debris from the rock
hit him.
Affects his eyes and face and shit.
Yeah. I think we hit him. He's all, I think we hit him. It's like, oh God.
Just go home and leave. Leave this man alone.
Now, this is the part where they find out where he's a Green Beret.
That poor dumb
And
ass right there.
And then you see his face. You see Teasel's face. He's like, fuck,
Yeah.
He met and he's like,
David Caruso going, boy, ain't that great? You blah 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 and all that. And then
I knew there was something about
I told you. I told you.
I told y'all.
And at one point here, are you thinking like is he thinking like, oh fuck? But his ego is he's so pissed off that he got away and did what he did in his ego. He's like, I'm not letting this guy go. I don't give a shit what he is.
It's like the trope about your dad driving in the road trip back in the 90s, and he refuses to admit he's lost and won't stop for directions. It's like that machismo,
because he could have just backed off here and then just said, fuck it, I'm just gonna let the military, whoever else, handle this, which in the book again is one of the things he won't relinquish, even when he's being told we got this. He's like, fuck you, I'm seeing this through to the end, even if it kills me.
In the book, didn't he took like 2 or 3 steps over so the stages couldn't take control.
Yes, initially
they slept outside as a to show that he pursued him, so it's still his his rodeo
thing. There's Caruso going, why don't you let the state, and he gets where he gets
big grin, motherfucker.
Come here. Me and him were still friends when mama was wiping your nose.
I love this scene.
But I mean, would you, if you had a chance, if you had some authority and somebody killed one of your close friends, you'd want to get them too.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and these guys are police officers in a small town. This is exactly what they do. I mean, he's not going to let this go now.
No, it's over. Yeah,
look at him, David Caruso. He could have ate his legs.
Pretty soon, you're going to be examining these bodies on CSI.
Where's your fucking sunglasses now?
Why did you leave NYPD Blue, you fucker?
You guys haven't seen Kiss of Death or King of New York?
I have seen.
It's beautiful.
Kiss of Death,
badass.
Kiss of Death is fantastic.
Kiss of Death is good. People hate. I fucking love that.
I fucking
Nicolas
love it.
Cage on roids. No, it's okay. It's funny. It's a fun
Little
movie.
Junior.
It's just hardcore. I love it.
Nicolas Cage has asthma and
Nicolas
steroids.
Cage is good in it.
I think it's my favorite.
Bench presses that stripper 100 times.
That one and Raising Arizona. I think that's
Arizona.
His range.
Oh, Raising Arizona is so good. Yeah.
Let's do an MMA on Raising Arizona soon.
Oh God, I love that. I love that movie.
All right.
Can I throw my vote in? And I really, really need to be on that.
It'd just be Vex staring at
I'll
Nicolas
pay
Cage
you.
the whole
Right.
time.
Oh, I would love to see I would love Vex's opinion on that fucking movie. I would love to see her reaction.
She might reconsider her trip to America.
Yeah, like, what are you making me watch?
Like,
Yeah. So the Rambo's going into full fucking I'm gonna go
Kill everybody mode.
Yeah, he's making fucking knife sharp objects.
Well, he's
out of them.
purposely like trying to wound and maim people.
Yes.
He stabs everyone in the legs on purpose, and all the traps are like below waist height, to stab people in the legs. He's trying to incapacitate everybody. It's very purposeful. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's so scary when he says that.
I know.
Yeah.
This is him not trying to kill people by stabbing people in the legs and hurting them.
Dude,
morally wounding
imagine
people.
getting stabbed in the back of your thigh with a gigantic knife. Like, yeah, you're out of commission. I'm sorry. I'm going home. It's Christmas. I'm sorry, Dennehy. I quit.
No, I've only been stabbed twice, and they both really fucking hurt.
Only?
Only. I'm like,
Canada.
oh God. Yeah, even here, like the deputies are even fighting with each other.
We don't shoot here.
Caruso's like, I don't want to fucking do this. Like, this guy's crazy. We're never gonna, and they're just calling each other.
Caruso in this movie, if you have the DVD that shows like all the back, the story, back character
Special
stories and
edition.
all that, they have him as he failed ROTC because he got caught with weed, and he got kicked out of the Boy Scouts of America.
Boy Scouts. Yeah.
What a loser.
Pansy. Yeah, he's always getting his ass kicked too in this movie. He's always fucking.
He's a fall guy.
Yeah, he's a little bitch. Yeah. There's the dogs. There's my. Go get him. Go get him. Yeah. Yeah. I love hearing that sound and fucking. I know Sassy fucking hates that shit in movie. I'm like, it's a movie.
When the dog dies,
not
it's
real.
sad, bro.
It is. No, it is. It sucks, but
Not back in the day.
Yeah,
It was like, don't go near that guy.
Oh, they see the silhouette of. Well, they see his poncho he was wearing. It's like a scarecrow up on sticks, and he's like, what?
And then they find out he has a gun.
Yeah, he's shooting at he shoots the old man with the fucking dogs in the leg, and
Oops, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, it's not him. It's a goddamn
scarecrow.
It's so good.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
If I only had a brain.
Yeah, he lets the dogs loose, and then he gets shot. And this is crazy because he's an expert at this. Like, this is what Rambo does. He's trained in this, and these guys had no shots to ever win this part. And he even tells them.
I love when Troutman shows up, and he is just so, guys, stop.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Will you stop?
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll get to that part because in the book he's like actually happy that Rambo winning in a way. He's
it's
like,
his boy.
I trained this guy to do this. I'm hoping he gets out of this. It's like,
he's doing it. If he doesn't, that's my failure.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, so you have to stay. Oh yeah, I think he's telling the guy to stay awake, and this fucking guy's like, go get him, get that son of a bitch. Teasel at this point has got to be thinking, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this guy's a Green Beret. Like, god damn, I have no shot.
Time where they're gonna once again condense like 3 chapters of how horrible it goes for every one of these people
into one scene. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the scene does it so well, which we see after all the guys get lost and eliminated and all that. And when you see it, you know it.
Because
you're talking about dispatching a whole squad of
fucking deputies,
police officers in a few minutes, half an hour.
Yeah.
They're all incapacitated.
Yeah.
Well, these guys, their usual day is pulling over.
In the book, there was weather. Weather really made an impact. There was like rain and all that such. And
is this your part?
4 or 8 of the deputies ran off, and Rambo just shot them.
Is your part?
There's like a metaphorical storm brewing right now.
Here's the scream. Here's the scream. I want to hear the scream.
Am I sharing?
Now, did people notice Rambo the first time they saw this?
Nope.
I doubt it.
I'm gonna fix this. Hold on. I wasn't sharing the audio.
Didn't hear it the 9th time I heard it.
You got it.
I got it. Now I got it. Hold on.
One of my criticisms is the lightning effects do look a little cheesy in this scene.
Yeah. Yeah, let's play this for
lightning doesn't flash like to the left or the right of you. It flashes above you, Ow!
He stabbed me in the dick.
Here it is.
Yeah,
God
I thought
damn, that fucking-
it looks like he gets stabbed right in the ass crack from the wide shot.
Right,
and then he like
ass crack under
drags
thigh,
the
so he's
fucking
gonna
knife
bleed
under
like a
the thigh.
motherfucker.
Getting stabbed right in the gooch, man, with that knife that big, that'd probably kill you. That'd probably kill you. Let's be real.
And I love these guys. They're like, who is? Everything's so frantic. Like, who is it?
Yeah.
Who's the guy?
Like, these guys are lucky. I mean, yeah, I guess he's purposely not slicing your femoral artery, but that seems like a very likely thing that
then
could
he
happen.
jumps out of a fucking tree like this guy's nuts. Just jumping out of trees.
It's just like throughout this scene, I'm just like thinking, okay, all of these guys should be dead. Like honestly, they all should be dead.
Oh, but he
also
he purposely kept them alive.
Yeah.
I've been
He's like the
stabbed in
opposite of a predator.
I've been
Yeah.
stabbed
Yeah.
in the thigh and in the ribs.
He knew exactly where to hurt them, right?
And
He's
it was
showing a
it
great
burned
deal of restraint. It'd be much easier
Right.
just to kill them.
Just to kill
And
100%. Yeah.
It also informs us about the character that even though he's been trained to kill and all he knows is killing, he doesn't particularly want to.
He
It's
wants
a
to
warning
put that
to
life
He
them.
wants
behind
to
him.
get the fuck out of there. He wants to go
Yeah.
away.
Oh, this
Yeah.
part with the
Yeah.
fucking thing, the wood sticks go into this guy's leg.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, that looked like
They go like a good 3 inches deep into
Yeah.
his thighs.
But,
You know?
this
Creep me out.
And they show him rocking back and forth on it too.
Yeah, like
Well,
trying to
creep me
move
out.
it.
Yeah, you can tell they're
He
stuck
kept
in
on-
there. You know?
Everybody kept on calling to
Oh, and yeah.
Will,
help me.
Yeah.
And the
he's
guy that
just
was
like, what?
choked up, he's like, Will.
But I like how the
visual
previous,
lighting-
Yeah.
previous still you just had
You
like
know
you
you're
see that bald guy
helpless.
getting he's getting taken down
Gets
right there
dragged
as
down.
Brian Dennehy
Yep.
runs away.
It's like a horror
Honestly.
movie, dude.
Yeah.
Rambo and
Yes.
Predator, that'd be a tough death battle, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I mean,
If it, you
like
know, if it
he's taking out
leads-
all these guys in the span of minutes. How long did he have to prepare all these trips? Like maybe an hour or two. You know, it's like
Yeah, but he's
He
efficient.
knows what he's doing.
There's your
These guys
shitty
are
lighting.
I
like
can't
bunch of
even do
yokels.
basic arts and crafts. Like, how the hell is he
Right,
building
yeah.
a
I was
freaking
gonna say,
craft
this
at the time?
motherfucker- There's your
You'd be
shitty lighting.
surprised.
of
It's
I
pretty
would
easy to
love
sharpen a
that.
stick, put it on a hinge.
Yeah, you know, now they're on this spot. I see what you're talking about, Enzo, with the lightning.
Dude,
It's
don't-
kind of
Yeah.
You could
Don't
kinda
you guys
tell that
watch
that's-
those YouTube videos where the guy goes in the woods and builds a fort and stays there
Yeah,
for 3
right.
days?
yes,
you know?
yes.
Do a YouTube
Yeah.
channel like that, but all he does is set up booby traps, you know, in the woods. Have you seen it?
Yeah, that might be a little bit illegal down the line, but I see what you're getting at.
This
It's
looks
like a
like-
Moan, but with murder.
Oh,
I never
what's the
noticed
Home
this
Alone
part.
kid called again?
Oh,
like it's him just grown up
McAllister,
as a vet.
McAllister.
Yeah,
Yeah,
McAllister.
McAllister.
McAllister
The,
grown up in the forest.
This part I never noticed before. And other like he when Teasel pulls the things out, he actually starts touching them, looking like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah, what do we
this
got?
This guy created all that. Like, yeah,
He literally
This
pooped on
one-
these sticks and then shoved them into you. It's
this
weird.
part I love. I
Oh
love
yeah,
this
dude,
part,
like
yeah.
sepsis, blood infection.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. God.
This guy's like,
That,
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
the
fall
bald
out.
guy.
that
That's-
part freaked me out so
Yeah,
What a
much.
that's creepy.
trap.
Yeah, and
Because
he's
That's
like
the bald
gasping
guy who
out.
fell down earlier.
Will's
and
name.
he's-
Yeah, that
oh.
trap in this part.
I feel sorry for the Vietnamese soldiers. Like, damn.
How to deal with this guy? Yeah,
But it's also great because this scene right here, this shot right here, is why the next shot's jump scare is so effective because you've already
yep.
Yeah.
got through the.
focus
you think,
is
you
on
think
him.
it's gonna let down, but it hits you right again right after that with Rambo popping out of the bush and fucking just like putting a huge knife right up to his neck. And
Look at
giving
his
him
face.
the best
Saw him
damn,
coming.
the
Nobody
best
saw
line
anybody
ever.
coming.
So
Yeah,
think about these cops. They went from pulling people over for drunk driving and probably drinking and driving themselves and going hunting on the weekends
Boom.
to having a neck right in his fucking neck.
but I love this because he warns him here,
Yes.
and he's like, "Listen, man."
Yeah.
He's like, "You're the law." Yeah, they say, I love this line. He's like, "You know, in town, you're the law. Out here, it's me." He's like, "I'll give you a war you won't believe." It's like just at this
Don't
point,
push it.
in reality, you're like, "I'm
Let it
fucking done, dude.
go.
Let
I coulda killed him.
somebody else." Yeah,
I
Yeah.
could have
He's also
killed
like
him.
Mad Max, you know,
I mean,
just walk away.
He did
Yeah.
the ultimate
Let it
strategy, divide and conquer.
Yeah.
I played Batman Arkham Origins, and that's exactly what you do in stealth.
yeah. Great game.
I remember watching this as a kid, and when he had the
That
knife up to
fucker
his throat and he
neck.
pulled it away, and there's that red line. I remember
Yes,
thinking,
yes.
why isn't he dead? Did he slit
Right.
his throat? I was freaked out about that.
I just the blood.
No,
from
I
the-
just thought that
Yep.
it was cool that they added the detail of like, yeah, he just got basically a shaver's
got a
cut,
cut.
you know, right under
Yeah.
his neck. And
What's
they
most
made
fucked
that
up-
look so good.
Well, you get
Dude, the
that
most
that
fucked up thing
that knife
is,
that cuts the paper as he's and it just right up here. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
dude, pressing that up
brutal.
against his neck, he definitely got cut a little bit. What's most fucked up is Dennehy's character realizes that he ejaculated in his pants, and he has that to wrestle with for the rest of the movie.
Yes.
I'm joking.
Yep.
We've
No,
all
he
been
probably
there.
did. I've done that before. It's okay. Nobody else? No. Okay.
So
Anyway,
okay,
just you.
this is a part where they skip the whole travel for Teasel actually making his way out of the woods.
out of the woods, which was in the again, it's not cinematic like Brad would say, but in the book, it's pretty descriptive. He's got basically no shirt on. He's carrying people with him that are injured, trying to get help, and like this is where he almost fucking dies because of his trip out of the woods.
It's so it's pitiful and sad, and
there's a flood because of the rain.
Your police force,
right?
Like that is not very.
I mean, there was a lot that happened in the book.
Yeah,
but
if anything, that would motivate you more to
not
do something about it. Basically, you're being screwed over here. So why don't you do something about it? Carrying his mates back to safety.
At that point, in the book, they had other people that were going to take over. Like, you guys tried. Thank you. Maybe not so much.
Yeah.
But
because this guy was
so, you know what? Fuck you. I'm doing this.
Well, he even tells him here.
The greatest entrance.
Oh, Troutman, yeah.
I love it. The thing is that when you think about it now, it almost seems like cheesy and a trope, but like in that moment,
it's so good.
Movie,
it's so good.
But you didn't have a million movies like this prior, so when it does it here, it's actually it's not a trope. It didn't copy 7 other movies to do it. It's kind of just
I agree.
doing it.
I agree. It's original. I like this part with this newscaster. He's like, only their skills in police training kept them alive. I was like, yeah, nope, that's not what Rambo decided not to kill them.
Only the man that didn't want to kill them kept them alive.
No, that's true. That's true. The media still sucks.
Yeah, they were such small town cops that, like in the book, they were trying to get back home early enough to, make somebody's funeral in enough time or whatever. And like, my wife was cooking so and so tonight, so I kind of want to get home,
And Teasel's gotten so many warnings here. Like, you find out he's a Green Beret. You know, the guy's a little nuts. He gets threatened by him in the woods, and then you find out that the deputies were being shitty to him and physical with him, and he still's like, it doesn't matter. Like,
I'll get him.
I'm gonna get this guy. We're good. It's like, dude, the ego, and then just that fucking toxic masculine. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say it. That's what they would say today. That's what it is. But,
well done.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just like, I don't care. I'm the law, because he's like, if you keep fucking with the law, hell's going to break loose. And then here you go. This is your favorite. I'm going to play this for you, Price, because you love it so much.
Man like Rambo. God didn't make Rambo.
I did.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Look at
and
that
again,
silhouette. Look at that silhouette.
It's fantastic. It's a fantastic intro. And
excellent.
I will say one thing in the movie I did like better than the book, and White Bear they actually show a relationship between him and Rambo, where in the book it's more of, I'm Uncle Sam. I created this machine. This is what we do as the war machine government. Here it's like, I trained him, and it still has some of that element, like, not that he's happy that he's, but this is what I trained him to do, to survive in these situations.
No,
so good on him.
In the movie, it made it look like he was like right beside him, and
like, he understood. But he actually wanted him. He really wanted to help him.
He's like
in the book. In the book,
right? It's a conversation.
He was over the loudspeaker.
Right.
And he was like twice removed.
Right.
Yeah, he's like a sensei or a master, teacher type character. He's like his Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
But Stallone said it was like Frankenstein and his monster or whatever.
That comes later. That's in the sequel. He fights Apollo in the sequel.
Yeah,
but
he does have the knife.
No, and he's still.
That'd be cool.
Again, another warning here, because Troutman's going to tell him, "Listen, you don't fucking understand what you're dealing with." And again, just goes over. No, I'm going to get him. Don't worry about it.
I don't think you want none of that shit. Oh,
yeah, let me take my boy. You guys chill out.
Yeah, and he's even
lick your wounds.
There's a reason why he's the only survivor,
Yeah, seriously. And then I like how it goes back to Rambo here and how he kills like a pig or a hyena and he's eating the fucking thing in a cave. And now
you just say a fucking hyena.
Everybody loves that one line.
it's a pig. It's a pig.
Okay.
It's a boar or whatever, but everyone loves that.
Get them
line.
here, Whitey.
To eat things to make a billy goat puke.
You get trignosis eating that.
Well,
pig.
that's another thing in the book too. He doesn't really eat much in the book at all. Like he doesn't find pigs to cook. Like he's got
Eats
nothing.
worms,
And
eats
his
an
ribs are
owl.
really
He
fucked.
eats a
Like,
dead owl.
He eats a dead owl. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, he kills an old owl, and he has fever, and
he almost dies.
He has the shits.
He has the
not,
shits.
It's
He's not
it's
doing
not
well.
a very prideful. Oh, hey, look at me! I'm in the woods. I'm fucking doing great. Come get me. I'll kill you.
Yep.
Which he's still, you know,
it's
at
a
this
sad
point in the
existence.
book, he's
What are
still
you in this?
considering. I can still back off. I can
And he even
disappear.
And this is another way he's getting another out here. He's telling him, let him go, and he'll be picked up because this guy has nowhere to go. There's no family. He'll, like he said, he'll be washing cars in Seattle and just pick him up, and there'll be no fight. He's trying to like another way that Teasel can get out of this, and he's like, nope. He's like, oh yeah, no, fuck that. I'm not gonna just let him walk out. And after what he did, and it's like, dude, you've had warning after warning after warning after. It's like, at what point do you let your ego go and just go, fuck it?
In the movie, is this where Teasel says that they're not all the heroes in the Green Beret section? A lot of us played a part.
Oh, he
in
said
that
something
war.
about like he's not the only one who had a tough time in the war.
Yes.
Kinda.
Now he never mentions anything about Korea.
No,
but it would say that like maybe he has a bit of experience with the Vietnam War.
He has an understanding, sure. But he came back fine, so why couldn't Rambo come back fine? Basically, like, you know, yeah. I like this part. He's like, the special forces, we teach our people to stay alive. He's like, no shit, I didn't think of that. That was a good line.
It's like, you think you could teach some of my men how to do that?
Yeah, not get killed, but the spears coming out of the woods. Yeah.
No,
And
they already
he gives,
they already
and he
experienced it.
finally
Just walk away.
Yeah, and he gives Troutman. He's like, "Here, you want to get him alive?" Because they're trying to. So Rambo took one of the radios from the cop, obviously, one of the cops. He's listening in. Yeah, and he's like, "Well, we can get a fix on him if we talk." But I love this how he's just sitting here. Look at him, he's relaxing. He's chilling.
He's always having a good time.
Yeah, he's having a fire. Look at him.
He's in his element.
I think
you know?
this
Getting
is
some
like
protein.
the first scene where we
is-
kind of paint a different picture of Rambo. Like he's not in the right either. Like the cops are evil, sure,
right,
but his headspace isn't all that much. This is the
he needs help.
Scene that kind of establishes that.
Yeah, he needs help. Yeah,
Crazy.
100%.
But you look at this scene, and as a young man, that's all you ever wanted. To be chilling out.
Oh, yeah.
in a
No,
cave
even right
with a
now,
fire, eating
nowadays,
beef jerky or whatever you
dude,
want.
that's why
like,
those
you
that's why
are-
those
you're
that's
a
why those
man's
YouTube channels
man.
are so popular right now, because they communicate this like sense of longing to get out of the
living.
city,
Yeah,
to get out
People
of
are
the
over
modern
things and- yep.
society. Just go
Yep,
live in a
it-
cabin for a weekend vicariously through
Right.
these
Yeah, it's kind of an allegory for when I get upset that my manicurist, she's not there that day.
What?
It really sucks.
Vex
I hear
woke
ya.
up. She's like, "Wait, what?"
I'm
Makes you
just
wanna
listening
take-
because you guys have it all down. I'm just thinking, what?
Yeah, I mean, from their
He
point
wasn't
of view,
there
yeah.
on Tuesday, so like piss off
Yeah.
everybody.
It's-
We've all
So
felt our war.
That's a good point.
basically,
There.
it made Brad just have to whip out some hot dogs and eat them with his Rambo knife with a cigarette lighter to feel human again.
I like
You
this.
know?
Yeah.
I've done that.
It's like bringing pigeons to the cat. He's like, I'm gonna let him.
Yeah. That's the
So
best.
much.
Dude, he's
Just-
such a
We'll get a
bitch
fix
to
on
these
him.
people.
He's like an asshole. He's like, yeah. He's like, fine.
But
Yeah.
they're hot dogs from Whole Foods because
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
real here.
This is the National
Yeah.
Guard, which is really just you could tell they're just
Dude, the worst is
weekend-
when you put the mustard on your hot dog and that mustard juice comes out first, and it's like I totally feel.
Oh.
Are
I
we
feel-
living
this
in
is
a
why-
third
The
world
mustard
country?
water. Yeah,
This is
no,
why
no,
I
listen,
totally
what am-
relate
what
to
am I,
our
a savage?
veterans and
I
what
shit
they've gone
myself.
through,
That's
man.
so
I've been through this
gross.
shit myself.
I actually mix mustard and ketchup in the same. Yes, I have a little
Monster.
bit of mayo. It's all good.
Fucking animal.
You sick bastard. Yeah, this is
Oh,
where
yeah.
Troutman's calling into him. He has like a flashback here. Basically, he's like, "Oh, this is my calling,
He says
my
the
old
title. Yeah, and he says the
Your
title of the
company
movie.
leaving.
Oh, he said
Mhm.
the title, guys.
He did the thing. Copy,
Major
leave a
first
Raven.
good at me.
Rambo, come in, confirm. Yeah, and he actually gets him to answer because he's like he trusts the guy, right? He knows him. He's the last fucking living person that like from his crew, that trained his crew.
When
There
the
was a
radio
line
starts
somewhere
talking,
in there that they can track the radio signal. I thought, like, bullshit. You can't track that.
No,
surely.
not yet. You
Not
can
in
track
this.
you get like a loose location and what direction he's in. I think is what
Like
they say. They say he's
based off the
northeast.
signal. Yeah.
But what's crazy is when the radio starts talking. When Troutman starts talking, he kind of has this face, Rambo. Like is he hallucinating? Or these like some ghosts coming back to him? Like,
Is this it?
and it seems like this might not be the first time he's hallucinated.
I don't think he
which is
did
why-
answer. Did he? I don't think
He
he
did
does
not.
answer.
He didn't.
No,
He
no,
does not.
no.
Not at all.
He
Does
doesn't.
not.
He does not. I did
He
not
does not.
answer.
I did not answer.
He's
Hydrant.
going. He's like this is like a therapy session for him though, because he starts telling him what happened with his buddy. He went to coming. He's like, they're all dead, sir. I'm the last one, and all this shit. And he's like,
Cancer
poor
got
guy,
him.
man.
Well, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Johnny, but you got to come in.
And there you go. They get his location.
I was there when you were knee deep in all that blood and guts.
All
Johnny.
that blood and guts. Yeah. Well, I haven't been spending much time in Bragg.
It's not the
I got
first
a really
time
nice
that I've
pig.
covered your ass.
They got
That
me in
was a show.
Washington, shining the seat with my ass.
And it's like they drew first blood, so I get to finish it. And
Yeah.
is that mindset
drew
all
first
that
blood.
healthy?
He kept
I did
pushing
not
me,
kill
sir.
them. I did not.
Now, let's say Rambo just stopped right here and turned himself in willingly right now. Do you think they would have gone so hard on him? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think he probably would
Well,
have gotten a
once
private.
once
think
the
it
helicopter,
would've laid it.
if the helicopter guy wouldn't have died, this would have been easier to clean up. But once there was the helicopter guy, then it becomes more tricky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
a good point.
And Rambo knew it too. Rambo knows that too. That's
Right.
why
yeah.
he's not
That was
killing
a
any
little
That's
police
why he's
officers.
just like, whatever, I'm finishing this.
Okay, here's
Yeah,
another
see?
question. If these were just random rednecks after him and not cops, do you think he'd be more discriminate about not killing, or do you think that's like a legal reason he's not killing cops or a moral reason?
Moral. He's a moral guy in this movie.
Okay, cool.
He knows that they're not set up for that.
But he's trying to tell again, this is like his therapy. So he's like, listen, all my friends are dead. I came here to eat something and just walk through the town. This asshole was like wouldn't let me. So like, what the fuck else? Like they kept pushing, and
wanted a hamburger, and Jemima died.
Johnny.
Yeah,
Johnny, look here, son.
yeah. He's explained to him like, "Hey, dude, you wanted this. You wanted to escalate shit.
But doesn't he-
You didn't have to."
Yeah, you feel bad. This is a perfect shot of just how lonely he is. The fire is just him alone, and he realizes he can't just function in the world. The world doesn't want him.
Is he okay with that?
I think he's okay with that.
I think he's okay with it. I think he just kind of just wants to go his own way and be left
The
alone.
theme of the
and-
movie is leave me alone.
Yeah,
Let
leave me
do
the
my
fuck
thing.
alone. It's the
Let me
most
show up.
libertarian
Let me
story
grab a
I've
bite
ever
to
seen.
eat. Let me piss off.
Yeah, he tells him we got a fix on him now.
The thing
This
is,
fucking
he
mess.
tries to connect with the world by finding his friends,
in his
by
way.
trying
Yeah,
to live a normal life, and
right.
it's just not happening. I think he does want to go back to some kind of normality, but
Right.
everything in the world is different for him now. He's
He has no place.
it's
He's
not
not.
the
He doesn't
same.
fit in anywhere.
Exactly.
The
He
only
doesn't
thing
fit
he
in.
did before this was he was working at a mechanic shop as a kid, and then he went to the war, and that was what he excelled at. And he was still trying to reach out to that in this movie, and
Yes.
that was gone. So he'd rather be
And
back
he's-
in the shit.
Then he starts stabbing kids in back of diners.
His mom died. His dad
Now
tried
can't
to
even
kill him.
get a job parking cars.
Parking cars.
And at least that implies he's been out looking for jobs. He's tried. I tried
Yeah.
for 2 whole days looking for a job. God damn
Look
it.
at that shot. That's a great shot. This is where the kid's hunting, and he thinks
Yeah.
he's out looking.
Sees him, he
And you can
panics.
And again, I think in the book he would have stabbed the fucking kid. Like, he would have definitely stabbed him.
I
Oh, the
think
book, he
might have
stabbed him
shot
and
the
ate him.
kid.
Yeah,
He might. Yeah, he might have because in the book he was. a
yeah. The
little
book,
nuts.
the book is crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a little out. This he's like,
Again-
should I? Nah, I'm not gonna do it.
He
There
doesn't
really
take that
could
kid's
be-
gun or nothing,
Can't
Mhm.
eat those kids' legs.
Well,
I-
he's
yeah.
also perceived the threat. He knows that the
Yeah.
the cops are the threat. The authority is the threat. A kid is just a kid. So I don't know.
He gave
if
the
he,
kid an ocular pat down.
Yeah. Pa! There's a man over here.
I shit myself.
Yeah, this guy's like, oh, I see him. I got him.
He's like, Paul, I think the guy shit in my pants.
Oh,
my britches are full.
I think I crapped myself, Pa.
Again.
Yeah, it's just him running through the woods here, and then he comes up on this like a
Mining
cave, like a mining cave. Now, dude, that part in the fucking book, I was laughing my ass off, not because when he's in the cave and the bats, the part with the bats come up in the book. All I thought about was Bruce Wayne and fucking bat. I am one with the bats. I do not fear. He actually says it, like, I don't fear the bat. I'm like, oh my god, he turned into Bruce Wayne all of a sudden.
Dude,
this motherfucker's
get rabies.
Well, in the book, the bats and all that, he was petrified of them.
No, at first he was. Then he was like, "Oh, they're trying to."
Dude,
it's just
they're showing him the way out.
I was reading.
Dude, they tell you like don't.
I've been
even,
reading
like,
Batman comics. It was fresh in my mind.
Dude, with bats, like they tell you, don't even touch one with your bare hands. Like you can get rabies easily from bats. So getting a swarm of them flying around your fucking face would not be good.
I don't imagine rats would be any better.
I got
no
in a swarm of bats.
Dude, I meant, a rat will bite the fuck out of you. You know what I mean?
They fly past.
Wasn't there like rats?
But
Did you milk them, Brad?
Pardon me?
Yeah. Pretty sure they reported in World War One there were rats as big as cats in
oh god, I can imagine.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can imagine.
Canada.
No, thank you. Yeah. I like this part here where this guy
rats got good eating, man, with all the bodies.
This part where he's like, "Hey, go! Hey, you guys, go into the tunnel." And they're like, "Nope,
nope, not me.
Happening.
Not me.
Go into the tunnel." Nope.
Well, this is great, guys, because these are all weekend warriors and shit. That's the guy from Son of the Beach.
Oh, shit. It is. And
they were shooting at us.
I'm not going in there. Yeah, this is.
Should have had that pussy Ted Danson in here.
All they needed is a Bill Paxton cameo.
Oh yeah! Oh
that's
yeah!
So
no
cool.
kidding.
That's so badass. Look at that! Look at that!
Game over, man. He gets the bazooka, so they get a bazooka, and he's like, "Let's just fire it into the fucking thing." Well, shouldn't we? Nah, I'm in charge.
Bullseye.
Yeah. Bingo. What the fuck is this?
Was it bullseye or bingo?
Oh, look at that shot.
Probably bullseye.
Nice.
Either way,
I think I might be right. Bingo.
Let me see if
either way, it was such the most. You just shot a bazooka, and that's the coolest thing that you can say.
Yeah,
like, dude.
Let's see. I gotta see it.
What does he say?
Who says cigar like that?
A cigar.
Bullseye!
Bullseye! You were right. You were right.
All right. I like bingo better though. I think bingo would have been better.
Bingo!
Look at that mustache.
It's the most exciting thing that's going to ever happen to this guy.
Like,
they all did like rock, paper, scissors tournament to see who could fire the bazooka, you know?
Like,
It lasted 15, 25 minutes to figure out.
After he shoots it.
Let me see.
And
Then
they fucking
yeah.
give the bazooka to actually Andrew. Damn it.
Yeah.
And if
It's a little
only he was dead.
There's Troutman. There's the boys again. They're coming up to see the damage.
Look at that coat.
Yeah, that's nice. That's some nice.
That's
80s.
a great fucking coat.
Yeah,
If there's no body.
Yeah.
They just assume he's dead. It's just like if there's no body, he's not dead.
Taking photos like they're fucking.
It's like the cast of Cheers over here. Like, yeah. we
This
got
Norm's up top. Hey, can I have a beer, Sam?
Yeah, we killed
I'm
a Green
surprised they're
Beret
not like
soldier that we
cracking open
bullied.
beers.
You'll
I'm
miss me.
surprised they're not all chugging beers and shit.
The guy that shot the bazooka's Cliff Clavin. Yeah, he's giving like history lessons.
Little known fact that
Little known fact that the bazooka was invented by. I love it. He gets pissed here, Cheezel. He's like, I told you not to do this. Now you have to clean this shit up. Fuck you. But
I gotta open the store tomorrow.
You better get to work.
I knew I couldn't leave the bazooka in your custody without you wanting to fire that thing off. You guys are just itching for an excuse to fire that thing for years. You finally got it, didn't you?
Yeah, he's not happy because it's But it's funny though. Like, yeah, you're right. True Pop's right. Like, if you don't see this guy's a warrior. He's a fucking like. Wouldn't you want? I mean, I know he's telling him to clear the rubble to find the body, but Troutman's looking around and he's like, "Yeah, I know this fucker guy got out of this."
Troutman is so.
I know.
One obsessed.
This is the part
after seeing the movie, reading the book, reading the book, it is the crazy obsession that him and I are the same. We're on different levels. We're the same. I have to
It's Mr. Homo to you,
exercise.
Gord.
I have to exercise every demon I ever have.
Mm-hmm. I like this part here, this exchange, because Teasel's kind of giving it to him. He's like, I thought you said he was the best you ever trained. And I love this line he gives him here about how, like, what did he say? Like, yeah, it's going to look great on his gravestone in Arlington. You know, what did he say? Like, Congressional Medal of Honor winner.
John J. Rambo.
Killed for vagrancy in Jerkwater,
Purple
USA.
Heart.
Jerkwater, USA.
In Jerkwater, Florida, or whatever it is.
Yeah, there you go. Behind
Teasel's
enemy
like,
line. Do you think?
You wish that he'd killed us. Yeah.
Yeah. This is where he delivers that line.
Is that an indication of the Korean War thing?
I think you think
so.
Rambo is the only time that have time in Vietnam because they didn't want to separate that he was in Korea, but
Korea, right?
It I don't know, maybe Teasel had like
Some
an administrative role or such.
Oh, he had he had in the book he won what's the award right before? No, it's not the Medal of Honor, it's the one you get the second highest level. I forgot.
In Korea and stuff, but
I forgot.
It was just the way he
That's it.
mentioned
I think,
the Vietnam War. He's like, we were all there. So what makes your boys so special? Fuck you.
Well,
yeah, I think it's that idea. Like, this is the first time the veterans came back not winners, and it was kind of disgraceful.
It was
someone from the Korean War would look down on these Vietnam veterans like pussies.
Yeah, but there's a difference between like somebody like Bill from King of the Hill coming back from the war and John.
Right. And I love how Troutman looks around here and he's like, yeah, he's definitely got out of this. I know he's definitely getting out of this. And then this is the part they like you said, Whitebeard, they condensed the whole few chapters of what was going into one scene, which is fine. And
this is his mental breakdown and awakening of like, I'm gonna kill everybody and everything.
Everybody.
The general like looked at the guy shooting the bazooka and like, yeah, he's probably alive.
Yeah.
True. He sees the smoke kind of coming out of the side of the hill there, and he's like,
So see, look, this is the scene, the only scene you see the medals in the background and over his shoulder.
Wow, yeah.
So like and it's quick. If you're not paying attention, like reading the book, I went back and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, because they mentioned it was. In
they don't dwell on that.
No,
also decorating your desk with a severed head of an animal.
That's kind of cool. What is this over here to the right? Is that like a big face? What is this?
The ashes of his father, probably. It's an urn. I don't know.
Elephant gun.
That's a World War II
giant, giant novelty bullet to kill a graboid.
Didn't his father get killed in a hunting accident?
A hunting accident. Yeah. That's why
during the war.
What's his name took over. This is Rambo again going through the tunnels, and then again, the closer he gets inching out these fucking tunnels.
The rats.
Oh god, he's in these little tight quarters, and then the fucking rats start.
Dude,
he's like,
I don't know why, man. I love this scene because he took the kerosene lights and he put it on his knife.
Yeah,
and he stabbed the knife into the wall. And it was just there. It is right there, and it was just such a simplistic thing. And as a kid, I was watching this. I'm like, don't burn your knife. It won't work anymore. But it did.
There you go. No, it still works.
That's not how you cook hot dogs, right?
With my burn knife.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I like how he finally has like a realization that he might have went too far. You think?
And he goes,
just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, he's like, I'm really sorry.
Alcohol. The booze is letting the true emotions come forward just for a minute.
Yeah. And he wanted to apologize and this and that. And he even says to Troutman.
Humility.
Yeah. And Troutman's just like, hey, you wanting to kill, it doesn't look good with that badge you carry, basically. And he even gives him a line here about, hey, you're under no pressure to figure this all out. You can go back to your wife and your garden and all this shit. It pisses Teasel off when he says that. He's like, hey, what the hell would you have done? Give a big sloppy kiss? And it's like, yeah, see, it's just that whole thing. He just still can't let it go. Teasel played Daddy played this perfectly.
But he pulled that point off when he saw the smoke in the mine. And he's like, yeah, my boy's still alive. So let's
This is perfect casting.
Pissed off.
Oh, it's perfect casting.
For Brian Dennehy and Richard Crenna as the Colonel and Stallone as Rambo. They got all three roles perfect, in my opinion.
They really
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's why he's sticking around, Troutman, because he knows that his boy's going to be something's going to happen very soon. Sorry, go ahead, Enzo.
Dude, Troutman coming back in Hot Shots 2 when he's like recruiting Topper Harley, you know? Oh man, he's basically playing the same role. So funny.
Yeah, 100%. And then he finds his way out of the tunnel, and from here on out, it's just straight action. Because I mean, it's been great. It's been a manhunt. Now it's just like, all right, I'm gonna steal this fucking military truck, and we're going. Like, I'm gonna fucking destroy this town.
GTA 6-star wanted level.
Exactly. Yeah, I love where he jumps on the truck. He gets inside. I like this. He's like, look, don't look at me. Look at the road. That's how accidents happen.
Yeah. What are you nuts?
A little bit of humor.
What are you insane?
Yeah. What do you have in the back? It's an M60.
He says with a knife to his throat.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, you can get out of the truck now. And he's like, well, I have no beef with you. Get out.
Get out.
And he throws him out.
Get out.
That would hurt a little bit. And then, from here, it's a lot of, so they meet up with the cops. And then this is where they get the message that Rambo, this guy's like, I got to put my coffee down. Hey, Teasel, Will, he's still alive. And you see Teasel get up, and you could just only think like, oh, God. Like, in his mind, he's like, oh, no, he's back. And he knows he knows where he's going.
I'm fucked.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah.
He knows he's coming for him.
This guy's fucking sleeping over here.
That guy's that one who's in Dennehy's office. His nose bandage is real because like Sylvester Stallone did accidentally
actually hit him.
Yes, he did. I love that.
Awesome. It's so awesome.
Ouch! That's why he's got those black eyes. That's something they never get right in the movie.
Is this the part? Is it the car? Is it the car chase part? Yeah, where the police are chasing him with the.
This might be actually the second body count in quote unquote the movie.
Look at that face.
I just watched it before we came on.
45 murders by now.
I watched this movie before we came on, and this scene for sure, I was like, yeah, there's no way that guy survived that.
No, he got that. That was a crazy car crash.
And if he did survive, it means he was just in a hospital for several days, and then he died. You know what I mean?
Well, in the on the audiobook, the writer actually states the differences. That says that there was a body count of 2 in the movie.
I love this scene
and
too.
like 40 in the book.
I love this scene where he rams through the.
You need that stuff. You
how they're shooting. This was filmed so well. And it's like what Vex was saying with the whole practical versus like the setup was great, and I love how the car just rams right through the.
And they really
over them.
Look at that! It's like just
so
fucking
good.
There's obviously a ramp on the other side of those cars.
Oh yeah. Still, it's like it
still looks good.
Yeah,
this is why sheriffs stop using ramps for blockades. They realize like they keep just driving over them.
Yeah, they should just lay down like a spikes.
A wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he grabs the M60 out, and then he starts. So obviously in the book, which we all know here, he's explaining why he's doing this with the fires because he wants to get the cops over to this part of the town and the fire. Like it's a distraction basically, which is pretty obvious here.
Yeah. In the book, he used dynamite.
Yeah. This is great. There's another great scene with the action. The fucking whole place blows up. Cecil's like, uh-oh.
If you're drawing Rambo, you're drawing him with those little cases around his shoulder, you know.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
The bandolier and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Look, this is the look of I'm going to die tonight, aren't I? Like that's what that look is here.
You know, but we get the total opposite look and idea from him in
Dairy
the
Queen
book because he is so happy that the kid is still alive because
he actually wants to
he felt
admires
guilted that he was that they took away the honor of killing him instead of him.
But it's just so funny when the whole town's on fire. It's like all this could have been avoided by just giving Rambo a hunger buster from the Dairy Queen.
Give him a hamburger.
Give him a sandwich or something. He would have been on his way.
Burger in the book, it was 2 burgers with a lot of onions.
Dude, it's kind of like Moby Dick, Dennehy's character. He's kind of like Captain Ahab, he's just gone crazy with like, I gotta prove my point.
Yeah, he's shutting the whole town.
That is very much like the book. I gotta be there. I gotta be there when he dies.
I gotta have that
help
happen.
me out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets the
and
weapons.
Troutman actually helps him in the book to be.
Yeah, this is where Troutman. Yeah. Blew up
I
a
mean,
gas
in a
station.
small town like this, it's probably the most meaningful thing that's ever happened to him. It's
Get
kind
the
of sad.
fuck out of here, Troutman.
You're not gonna believe us. You're not gonna believe
You
this,
take
but this
your advice
actually the
with you.
same thing happened like just 5 months ago, like with another homeless guy in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
This is
rebuilt
actually
this
the
town
second time
4
this town
months
has dealt
ago.
with this.
This is where he knows.
That's why they don't like homeless dudes. That's why the town's so.
And he even tells
prejudiced.
Troutman, like, this is why you stuck around. You knew you trained him to get out of places like that. And Troutman's like, yep, sure
It's
did.
pride. It's pride.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
You
And, then
train
and then
somebody
even
to
now
do it that well, and they pull it off. Come
Yeah.
on.
Troutman's still. It's like a lot of warnings to this fucking guy. The whole movie, like, dude, just stop. You're not going to. What? Troutman's the man.
Troutman.
Okay, first of all, no
Troutman's
one's
awesome.
a superhero.
I know,
in
I
this
got
movie.
it.
Everybody is a tragic fucking hero.
What kind of superpowers does Troutman have?
He's delicious.
He owns. He's got
What's
that
his
variety.
weakness?
He's
Hooks.
got really good fatty acids.
A good grill.
Fishing hooks. Yeah.
Ooh,
got a good grill.
Good one, Vex. A good grill.
Well done. Well done.
Good one, Vex. Good one.
His
Yeah,
superhero
good.
power is that he's always in a good
Constantly
mood.
takes a bit. Yeah.
He was always in a good mood. He was always very. Look at that.
Good
Look at
one,
that
Christ.
smug fucking
Yeah,
look.
face.
Yeah.
He's like,
He
my
has a
my
fun-
machine I created is gonna kill you. Worms.
Don't say I didn't warn you. That kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
no,
all.
no,
The whole movie, this fucking dude's warning signs everywhere.
He's got a +10 smugness jacket on though. You
But
can't really.
he has like that smugness about him while he's warning him the whole time too.
Yeah.
In hindsight, you know.
It's like, I trained this dude. I know what he's capable of. So.
Oh, you better bring more bunny bags. Like he's always kind of chipper. telling you, like, the
Yeah,
worst
a
stuff.
good supply of body bags.
Dude, he literally
that
has
was
like a
great
list in his
line.
pocket of all the shit to talk about.
Yeah.
He's kind of
He's
like a
saying
cheerleader for
slogans.
Rambo. Like Rambo.
You're right. He
Rambo.
probably goes from
Yeah.
town to town and just says these slogans to people.
Well,
Yeah.
like the harder it is to kill or catch Rambo, the better Troutman looks on paper. You know, as
Hell
what
yeah.
he did for his
That's what he
job.
did.
You know,
Yeah, he's getting
I
Until Rambo
trained him.
3.
some kind of
I'm
secret
surprised he didn't pull out a
gratification.
graph at some point, and started pointing out the amount of fuck around and find out,
Find
Yeah.
out.
let them know where they are.
You know what? I want to see that. Like him teaching. All right, you cut this tree this way. You make them spikes like this. All right. And then
Yeah,
you
eat this food.
twist
Do
them
this.
like this.
Watch The Hunted with Tommy Lee Jones and
Yeah, I gotta
Benicio
watch
del
that.
Toro.
Yeah, William Friedkin
Now the
made that.
Now the highway's cut off. Nobody can. It's like it's a fucking nightmare for him. Again, more warning signs. Like, dude, just let this fucking go. Nope, can't do it. So he gets up on top
Nope,
of the
go
roof
get
of the
him.
police station, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably not going to help you. It's not protecting you as much as
Bring
you
down that
think.
old timey like
Still better.
attic stairs. Yeah, hell yeah.
Gets the idea to get up on the roof.
Let me look around. And Rambo's smart. He's like, let me take the power out. It gets really dark. I can fight in the dark.
Shoot them Transformers.
It's
Yep.
the whole town versus him.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. He's smart. Like he knows that he can do this. I am in the dark. I was born in the darkness.
Molded
by it. I
Molded
didn't
by
see the light when I was a child.
Hey, look, we got representation in the film on the very left there. That's cool.
Oh, look, White Bear.
No.
There you go.
Yeah, see?
Hey, wait.
That's a
Whoa.
brown.
Are there
bear.
any
Those
black
are
people in
the
this
people
movie
you
besides-
don't like.
There's the one lady at the beginning of the movie.
It's my Netflix version, y'all. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, this is the
The,
remake. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
the remake.
The
Actually, that's a good
gentleman,
point.
the gentleman
Enzo.
Rambo was actually going to
No, there's
see
the
in
one
the,
lady at the beginning.
at the beginning of the
Just
movie
the beginning.
was black.
Yeah. This is now he's in his element. He knows exactly
And
what
he's
he needs.
grabbing
To,
bullets.
yeah,
He's-
fucking gunpowder. He's
So,
like, this is home. This is home. Look at
I'm
these fucking
now
guns.
going to kill the rest of the town and the
Uh,
women and the
This is a
children.
good distraction right here.
He's going all full
White Bear.
Anakin.
How do you feel about women choosing time to spend with bears instead of men?
See,
What are your
that
thoughts on that?
harassment. I was telling Chad earlier. They were asking about that. I was like, okay,
Ridiculous.
people are using our fucking woods. They say, can you hear a tree fall if nobody's around and all in the woods and all that? Well, we can hear all these fucking women screaming for their,
Yeah, apparently.
for their therapy treatment, and then they have
Apparently.
all these sluts around. Like, we don't want
Wow.
that. We don't. The STDs in our community is on an all-time high.
It's an all-time high. Yeah.
I saw Legit, when I was a child, a friend swatted by a bear.
No
I don't
shit.
care. Man, women, children, don't go near bears.
No, don't go. No, women are stupid. So no offense.
Why would we?
And don't have STDs, bitches.
Yeah. See, I like this part.
Well,
because of the
I have
distraction.
those.
Well,
Yeah,
everybody
but
does.
You're smart enough to cook your hot dogs the right way.
My man.
Yes, sir.
I like this part here because this not only was it a distraction, it was trying to see where Teasel is, and he does exactly what he wants. He picks his head up off of the roof, and he's like, "Okay, now I got you, asshole.
I found him.
And, I got him. Peekaboo, you fuck you." And then
In the book, Teasel is busted, broken, shot, and
they're dying. They're both dying
relies
at this
on
point.
Troutman
He's delirious.
to bring him to Rambo.
His wife just divorced him over the phone.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm in California fucking somebody else. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Been there.
No, we're
can't
not.
be with you.
I don't need your money no more. Bye.
Yeah, fuck you. We're done. Yeah. Look at this. This place is shot to shit because Rambo went nuts. This guy's on the roof.
Look at that
and-
gun.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful.
That was back in the day when that kind of gun was fucking impressive.
Yeah, well, he also brought 2 whole boxes of ammo too. You know, just
Ammo.
because like,
and he's looking
you'd
for
be
him. and
surprised
he's
how
like,
how quick one of those chains of ammo can, you know, be gone in seconds. You know,
Mhm. And I like how Teasel tries to like sneak up on him, and he's like, "Bro, you know who you're fucking with. This is John Jay, baby."
John Jay?
John Jay, and
Rambo.
he falls
John
right.
Jay.
He knocks him down, falls right through the fucking glass onto the floor, and like, Rambo, don't do it. Probably the worst acting out of the whole part of the movie by him because it was a little forced. It was a forced line. It just sounded
Rambo,
awkward.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
No.
It's like, a little overacting, but it's okay. We can
Laid
get
on the
past.
don't too much.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna order. He's like, we're gonna order a chopper, fly you back to Bragg. We're gonna do. He's like, look at this. There's an army out there, and they're not gonna let. He's basically telling you, you're not gonna come out of this alive. Rambo's like, I don't give a fuck. He's grabbing fucking
No,
guns.
he's grabbing bullets and getting ready
Yeah.
to kill everybody.
Pushing a desk over there. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna block something with that.
And this is the part you get, with the coming
Yeah,
up here.
it's all been building up to this ending, and it's executed.
And yeah,
This ending was
Right.
amazing. His speech.
yeah, have a
his
Coke and a smile. That's the whole part of the movie. They could have
Drugs.
just given him a Coke, and he would have had a smile and left him.
Drugs.
Yeah, there you go. This is
Yeah.
again. This is what the whole movie's about. This whole speech,
Yeah.
and it's hard. It's
They wanted to
heartbreaking because
cut the shit. It's
Yeah,
what
Look
They
at,
did.
look at him though. Look at him right here.
he's
That is
angry.
acting. Yep.
Yeah,
and there's a
it's
specific
one of the
part where it goes from ADR to like the real audio, and it's like it just steps up a notch. But I was telling y'all about how I showed this to like my Uzbekistani girlfriend who'd never seen it, didn't like Sylvester Stallone. This
Mhm.
scene, fucking
She liked it?
Niagara Falls, dude. She was like sobbing,
heartbreaking.
crying. It was amazing, dude.
It's telling because it's not, and then people, and it's him speaking for all the veterans
She
of that
doesn't
war.
like
I mean,
Sylvester
just-
Stallone.
Heart. It's nothing but
No, she
heart.
thought no, and
And-
like I said earlier, she thought Rambo First Blood was going to be kind of like the sequels, just like a bunch of shoot 'em ups and
straight on
Did
action.
you see the
movie,
first
yeah.
stupid.
Rocky?
I
No,
know,
this
and I
was-
got her
this
on that
was
one
the
too.
Origin. This was the origin, and so much
Good call.
bullshit was brought and mined from this. They
Yeah.
really should have stopped with this one
Now,
because
Yeah, but he saw
money. He
Yeah.
saw money.
yeah.
It's
he was
not,
the money
it's
was a
not
big-
only him. The
But
studio.
you know what? It wasn't
they
him. It
milked
was
a
the
lot of-
studio. It was the studio that rewrote it for him.
The
And he
studios,
had a
the,
plan into
the
it,
studios
but, like-
knew he was a franchise man, and they were going to milk these
Yeah.
things for everything they had.
Well,
and him,
Rambo
he's like,
Hurt
fuck it, I
Six,
can make millions
Last
of dollars.
Blood.
Yeah.
Come
Can you
on.
milk a John Jay?
We'll find out.
And when-
Yeah, so this
when-
is
kind of a
what
hot
hurt
take, but
me
I
is
know.
when he said, "And I can't find his legs."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
worst part
That
of the
is
movie.
that is the scene, and he's sitting there and he's crying, and this fucking car, and I can't find his legs.
yeah.
And-
I like
oh,
this part. Even
God.
this part here, though, where he's trying to Troutman's like, it was a bad time for her, but it's the past. And he goes, for you, it was like, look at you. You're a fucking colonel. You work in Washington. You're okay. Like me, I can't even
You're-
fucking function.
Your
You're
ass
getting
is
it-
polished in a seat.
But it's like you're okay, but you created me, motherfucker. You made me this killing machine, and it's like I can't even wash cars, but I can handle equipment that is worth
$1 million
more than
equipment.
Yeah, and then he
I
breaks
can't
down here.
get a
yeah.
job.
Kind of right here where you realize that Troutman's more of the psychopath because he doesn't, he see like he almost gets a little emotion, but he holds it back.
He does a
you know?
little bit, yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
able to,
Douche.
because
But,
he's
yeah.
probably
He's kind of a
colder. He's
douche.
colder. Yeah, he's watched plenty of his boys go off and die. He's become immune to it. And even
Yeah.
watching a guy break down in front of him, like all you can really
That's
do is
his
just
job.
kind of give him his hand.
Yeah. And then he's telling him here about like, we were going to go ride this car and go to Vegas and do all this shit. And then he's like, this is the part in the bar. It's true though. Like if you saw that, how could you ever get that? How do you get those images out? You'd never do. It's a fucking
They'll
nightmare.
stay with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yep.
So
and honestly, a lot of people like knock Stallone for his acting, but this is pure acting.
Absolutely.
He laid this
It's
so
raw.
properly.
I think that there's roles that he could do very well, Stallone. It's
the
just
cracked
that
voice and the sadness. It
he's
was,
they
it was so good.
They made him an
It's
action
just
star.
ugly
That's just
to
what-
see. It's not cinematic in a sense. Like
Right.
the breakdown
No, it's
never
not
is.
pretty.
Well,
you know?
that's just
Ugly.
Stallone's
You
face.
nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know it. He's ugly.
He's melting.
But
Yeah, ugly crying.
Ryan Gosling couldn't do that line because it's too pretty.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I know that
wouldn't come
I'll
across.
contest that Rocky is a better movie than this, but Rambo: First Blood is I prefer it. I like it more. It
I
gets
got
more
you.
emotional.
I'm not
impact
gonna
out for
argue.
me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna
I
argue
feel
with
like this scene, it's more. I mean, obviously Rocky's like you're gonna cry happy tears at the end of Rocky, but this one is like it hits you in the
Right.
gut, dude.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. Yeah,
Because
so
like
he's
you're in
saying
the you're in the boat where like you want Rambo to kill all the bad guys and save the day and beat everyone's ass, but then he just cries like a little bitch, and you're like,
But,
Jesus
come
Christ,
on,
dude, this
who
is
are the
fucking...
bad guys? The cops? Are the
Yeah.
cops the bad guys?
It's like you're playing like war with your friends in a backyard, your little kids, and like some kid accidentally
Right.
gets like hit for real and starts crying, and now playtime's over. Everyone's kind of looking at each
But
other
look,
like, oh shit.
it's like you said, Enzo. Like Troutman's kind of like taken back. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
wow,
Gotta
this is
stay
what we
strong.
created.
He's
This
like,
is,
God damn it, he's getting my
this is
jacket
heavy.
dirty. Ugh.
He did get teary eyed though. He did get teary eyed a little bit when he was finally
Yeah, a
breaking
tiny
down.
bit.
I mean, a little bit because he's
It's
like,
like
oh,
in Christopher
shit.
Walken in True Romance. He's like, I haven't cried since 1985. Thank you,
Yeah.
Rambo. Like you haven't.
And there he is. And he finally gives himself up, walks away, and then you get the sad music. And I like how he looks at him here,
It's a
and he's like,
long
yeah.
road.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking more. You caused all this, asshole. And that's it. Yeah, that's Rambo.
I love how like Brian Dennehy's being like, gurneyed into the ambulance. He's like, did we get him? And they're like, no, he's gonna go get carted away.
He's
I
going
like
to Leavenworth.
I like how
Yeah,
back
probably
in the
won't
day
have-
they just used to roll the credits whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just roll it up. We're done.
Yeah, they would just like end hard. I love my favorite is when the movie like freeze frames, like everyone's like, aha, and then freeze frames, and then the credits roll. That's like
right. That's
classic.
good too.
Troutman
They didn't
that.
even bother
and then
doing that
becomes
here.
Credit roll.
No, yeah, and Frank Stallone. This song is like chef's
Frank?
kiss,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It hits-
I've had that song in my head for like a week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no,
definitely been.
it stays with you. Yeah,
This definitely
so
should have
there you
been
go.
orchestral music here for the credits. The
Probably
song
for
comes
the
out of
ending, yeah.
nowhere, and it's fucking.
Well, they could have
jarring and
played
it's
his.
bad.
They could have played his theme. They should have just played the Rambo theme at the end while he's walking.
It's a
Yeah,
bad
the
song.
fucking song
I don't
is
think they had it yet. I don't
You know, it's a
think they
worse
had the
song
Rambo
when
theme
Frank
yet.
Stallone did the music for the song for Over the Top, the arm wrestling
over the
movie.
top. Yep.
That
Over
song
the
sucks.
So when are we doing over the top?
Oh God! I turned
Oh,
the hat around. I'm like a machine. I guess before we do trivia, Price of Reason has to head
I was just
has to
teasing
head
now,
out,
man.
has to head out soon. Price, you want? I
Yeah,
guess if
yeah,
you
I
want
just-
to give your final thoughts and your rating for the movie before we do trivia. Go ahead, buddy.
My final thoughts is that it's the type of movie that so many other movies try to sort of emulate things that happen here. That when you look at it today, it's like what I was saying before. Some of it may even seem cliche or you've seen it before, but I don't think this kind of tight writing, this kind of 1 hour and 30 minutes action movie, the way they did it here, there weren't many movies before that that did exactly this thing. And in that sense, I think it's sort of a groundbreaking movie, and I've always really liked it. Out of all those First Blood movies, it's obviously the best one. And if I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it like 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, solid. That's
well done.
Solid rating. Yeah, I agree with your points. I think it is definitely obviously the best one. But I kind of Well, I'll get to my final thoughts when we get to that part. But Price, you got anything you want to shout out real quick before you go, buddy?
No, nothing special. If people want to follow the Price of Reason, my regular main channel or my live channel, Price of Reason Live, they're welcome to follow either of those. And there's a lot of cool stuff happening on both of them. So hopefully they'll check it out.
Yes, please do. It's good stuff. He's a good dude. I appreciate you coming in, Price, and thanks again, dude. Looking forward
Thanks
to
for having me.
you on in the
I'll see
future.
you soon.
Of course, buddy. Appreciate you.
Bye, Vex. Bye.
See ya. All right, Vex, you're up with trivia, lady.
Oh,
Trivia.
okay. All right. Oh, I got a lot of trivia. Fuck. Okay. So, this movie actually fucking killed it at the box office. Most of it was international though, 62%. Total take home was $125.2 million on a budget of 15 to 17 million.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
Yeah, did really well. So this came out October 22nd, 1982, same day as Halloween 3, Monsignor, Jinxed, and The Sender. Debuted at #1, and it was #1 for 3 weeks. It was knocked down to #2 by Creepshow in November. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, by the end of its theatrical run, though, actually, even just given that it came out in late October, this ended up being the 13th highest grossing film of 1982.
Rock.
Wow.
How old were you?
I was not even born yet.
I was -3.
A young one.
Still an egg floating around in an ovary.
I was a twinkle in my daddy's eye.
There you go. Upon Brian Dennehy's passing in 2020, Sylvester Stallone paid tribute to him both as a great actor and as an inspiration for his Rambo character, with Dennehy having served in the Marines during the 1960s.
Brian Dennehy could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Boy.
Yeah, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvester Stallone and the producers wanted to make Rambo a different character in the film than he was in the book. They didn't want him to be a psychotic, cold-blooded killer like he was in the book, and decided to make him a man who was lost and didn't know what to do with his life and was a victim of circumstance, all of which I think they get across perfectly in an hour and a half.
Made him a hero.
David Morrell, the author of the original novel, stated many times that he prefers this film over his own novel.
That made money. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We already went over the canvas one, so I won't do that. The broken nose we did as well. Extras. Hold on. Oh God, we discussed some of these. Hold on. Oh, okay. I mean, this is we discussed this. After watching a rough cut of the film, which was about 3 hours long, Stallone and his agent claimed that the film was so bad that it made them sick. Stallone also feared that the film would kill. I'm busy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Just give me 10 minutes. Sorry.
Stallone. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. Hold on, where was Stallone also feared that the film would kill his career, and he attempted to buy all the footage and destroy it. When he couldn't do that, he suggested that the producers cut as much of his part and let the rest of the characters tell the story. After heavy edits, the film was cut down to 93 minutes and set a precedent for future action movies.
Good point.
Yeah.
It did.
Sure did.
And I think because it made a shitload of money, that's why there were a lot of copycats and sequels. And
Well, what is a direct Rambo sequel that you can think of? Commando?
Oh, a ripoff? Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it was Commando was
definitely
made because
Commando
of Rambo.
came a few years after that, and
Yeah,
all the
Schwarzenegger's
Chuck Norris
Commando.
stuff.
Right.
What came first? Death Wish was first, right? Before First Blood, right?
Death Wish?
Yes.
The original one? Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
A lot of hesitation came from the studio about Rambo's final breakdown in the film. Stallone fought tooth and nail for the scene, noting that he felt soldiers who were going through similar pushback from society needed their story told. The story Rambo rants about in those final moments are real stories.
Yeah.
Why are Hollywood producers such morons sometimes?
No clue.
Because they are looking from their ivory towers.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Honestly,
I mean, I have an ivory tower. You don't see me being all stupid.
You don't have.
Don't call your penis that, dude.
Oh,
yeah, we
you're
don't
right.
we don't want to know about your nicknames about your genitals.
We'll talk offline.
Ivory tower is a pretty good nickname, honestly.
It is pretty good. Not bad. Ivory tower. I'm down.
During the filming of the movie, during filming, a truck used to store 50 odd firearms imported into Canada for filming was stolen, along with all of its contents.
Oh,
I brought those back. I brought those back.
They became base Canadians.
You borrowed them.
Borrowed.
We didn't know what to do with them. They were
Now these guns had blanks in them, right? Or
I hope so. I don't know.
Well, asking to Alec Baldwin, those still can kill. So.
Oh dear, I was
You
waiting
beat
for
me
that.
to it, dude.
Stallone personally selected famed knife maker Jimmy Lyle to design and create the iconic knife first used by Rambo. The goal was to create a knife that could be reliable for extreme survival situations, including being long and sharp enough to slice food or cut wood, waterproof and be able to hold necessities like matches and medicine, able to carry a nylon string for fishing or snaring, and have an alternate blade of saw teeth for defense and in order to cut poles for shelter. In all,
Who had
6
one?
knives were created to be used during production, with an additional updated versions made for subsequent movies in the series.
So who had one?
I'm not sure. I didn't find that in my trivia, actually.
Who went to the flea market? No, of this cast, who went to the flea market or whatever and got one?
I went to Piggly Wiggly and I got a plastic one.
Piggly Wiggly.
I went to the flea market and actually got what they had as a Rambo knife, and it had the teeth and it had matches and a compass and everything. Yeah, it was pretty badass.
Who is that ugly tech support that Whitey's got on the screen?
I don't know.
The people feeding you your script right now.
Trivia. Yeah.
Kirk Douglas quit the film only one day before filming commenced. The day before, Douglas came to the set and showed Stallone and director Ted Kotcheff, I don't know if I said that right, some notes he wrote down about his vision for the movie's ending. In Stallone's own words, quote, "The plan to include Kirk Douglas snowballed into something I never expected. He said to me, 'Here's what I want. At the very end of the movie, I should kill you.' The audience sees a cop car driving away and it disappears into the fog. A hand reaches up to the rearview mirror. The camera turns up and we see me. It turns up a bit higher and I'm wearing your headband." End quote. The idea was soundly rejected, and Douglas informed his agent that he would be leaving production. His replacement, Richard Crenna, quickly filled in, but he had to have his lines fed to him in the first scene.
What?
Okay.
You know, who would have thought the lead actor that you hired would have suffered from some kind of narcissistic, I must have the movie about me and I should be the hero and I want to wear the headband. That is the cringiest shit I've ever heard.
It's true.
Yeah. During the
down.
scene when Rambo on the stolen motorcycle is being chased by police, the stuntman representing Sheriff Teasel, who was driving a patrol car, suffered a broken back as a result of a 70-mile-per-hour first take that launched the car to a remarkable height on the ramp, assisted steep approach to the railway crossing. The vehicle slammed down flat on its chassis, causing injury to Dobbins, who was the stuntman, and it rolled over several hundred feet further up the road before coming to a stop. When Dobbins opened the door to exit, he found himself unable to walk and he fell to the ground. The original high jump and landing was reshot and replaced in the final cut with a more modest and believable car jump and landing using a different car and stunt driver.
That's what happens when you miss the skedaddle.
Skedaddle.
Fuck around.
Yeah, that's why Evel Knievel broke his back so many times because like the shocks on those early dirt bikes were just not as good. You would just fuck your spine up every time you do one of those jumps.
After showing buyers a 40-minute edit of the film, the international rights were sold in less than 5 minutes.
I could see that.
Wow. Yeah, okay, that works.
It's a good story.
Shortly after the novel was published in 1972, Columbia Pictures bought the filming rights at the behest of producer Lawrence Troutman for a reported $75,000. Richard Brooks was originally attached to direct. Brooks spent a year on the project, researching it and writing a never-completed 115-page script, which was to place more emphasis on the character of the sheriff and end with an unarmed Rambo being killed. Brooks did not have an actor in mind for Rambo, but wanted Lee Marvin or Burt Lancaster to play the sheriff and Bette Davies to play a psychiatrist who deals with Rambo. However, Brooks was not happy with the script and did not want to make the film when Columbia wanted to, so the project fell apart.
Jeez. That's wild.
Who owns a copy of the book, and where'd you get it?
I ordered one today from Amazon.
Yeah, I got mine online.
Yeah, I got mine online.
I saw the movie with my father, and after we saw it, he went to his room and came down and gave me the book, and he said, "Read this shit."
Oh wow! Yeah, read this, son.
And then
read it.
I started
Did you at
reading
least
it,
wipe off the jizz?
and he stood over me as I read it. No, I'm kidding.
Oh wow!
I was like, oh, taking a turn.
Read it. Tell me about it.
Read it.
There were 26 drafts of this script before Sylvester Stallone wrote the final one. This was also coincidentally Stallone's first non-Rocky film to not bomb at the box office.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's true.
I can see that.
Stop her.
Yep, it's true.
In spite of the fact that the air and water temperatures during filming were extremely cold and he wore only a tank top during most of the movie, Stallone did not get sick until someone offered him a shot of brandy.
Wow.
Must be some shitty brandy. No. Is it that? What do you think's the cause of that?
Well, usually when you ingest alcohol, your metabolism has to slow down to compensate to try and digest it. So that
Cleans your
opens you
blood
up
out.
and makes you a little more susceptible immune system wise.
The more you know.
Yeah, fun fact. Yeah. Stallone
I'm
came
like,
up with the idea to actually jump on a boar's back and kill it with a knife, capturing it all on film. This was immediately shot down, to which Stallone came back with a dozen more ridiculous scenarios, including Rambo going up against mountain lions and deer. The Rangers on set said the only animal he'd be able to take out by himself would be a jackrabbit. They did say the jackrabbit would probably bite him, though.
In the
He was
book,
Canadian.
he shot an owl with a rifle.
Yeah.
Good.
To check to see how realistic the wound on his arm was, Stallone went to a local hospital over lunch break with the movie wound still on his arm, blood still pumping through a hidden tube. He even left the makeshift sewing job Rambo does on his wound for the nurses to see. Naturally, they were freaking out about this. Stallone just asked for Tylenol or some form of pain reliever, to which the nurses told him he was the, quote, toughest man we'd ever met, end quote.
Yeah.
Nice.
Press
And
X to
confirm.
doubt. Press X to
And
doubt on that score.
confirm.
And they all
According-
told me that they like my penis.
Yeah, they also both took me back in the room and had sex with me at the same
It was
time.
crazy.
awesome.
They made me a doctor too. You know.
It's like I believe the story up until the whole nurse compliment part.
According to an animal care representative who was on the Vancouver set, rats were squeezed and hurled against a wall, killed and burned by an unnamed actor during filming and again between takes while the director and crew looked and laughed. The representative was unable to take action because she claimed that the rats belonged to the production company and she did not want to be asked to leave the set. Nonetheless, she wrote to the Canadian Council on Animal Care suggesting that something be done. Their response was to wait until the picture was released and point out the abuse to the Canadian Film Board.
Wow.
Where
David
we did
Caruso is
nothing.
fucked up.
The rats.
Rats are smart little
So
critters.
wait.
man. They got,
So it's not going to be hard to decipher who was this person that did it. It was the only woman in the movie.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
Those
That
rat
was her.
bitches, man.
Bitches.
George Miller had been offered to direct, but passed on it due to his success with Mad Max 2 the previous year.
You know what
Cool.
that you know what that is, Vex?
That's bait.
I like that you added that in. Thank you.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Well done.
All right. Casting trivia. Okay, there's a lot of interesting ones in here. Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait for this. Yeah.
I love this.
So after Kirk Douglas pulled out due to script differences at the last minute, producers rushed to replace him. They tried Rock Hudson first, who was recovering from open heart surgery and turned it down. Then they offered it to Richard Crenna, who accepted the Friday before filming the following week. Crenna had to ask the script supervisor constantly to feed him his lines until he was able to get caught up with the memorizing part.
Wow.
So you're telling me Sly Stallone out memorized him? Okay.
Well, that could be explaining why he has a strange delivery in this movie. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
True.
At one point, the studio wanted Chris Christopherson for Rambo, Gene Hackman as Sheriff Teasel, and Lee Marvin as Colonial Troutman or Colonel Troutman.
Hackman would be. I could see that. Oh, I love Gene.
Lee Marvin would have been dope.
I love Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, either one of those.
When Sidney Pollack was considering doing the film in late 1974, he had envisioned Steve McQueen as Rambo and Burt Lancaster as the sheriff.
If they followed the book, sure.
Okay. Now I have about a dozen actors otherwise that were considered for the role of Rambo. All right. Okay. Christopher Walken is not one of them. I'm sorry.
God damn it! Fuck! The show sucks.
I wanted to hear the story again of how he shoved his knife up his ass or whatever.
All right. First off,
I wasn't gonna go there, but now that you say that, that would have been funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ryan O'Neal.
No. Hell no.
I need to Google those names. I'm not familiar.
As Rambo?
Yes, as Rambo.
No.
I'm thinking of Ed O'Neill, fucking Al Bundy.
I'd watch that.
Oh, pig.
Pig.
All right, so it's a no, eh? It's a
No.
no.
Okay.
All right. John Travolta.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Hey, Sandy. I'm on, man.
He had no legs.
80s John Travolta, maybe.
No.
He would have been too. He was too much of a pretty boy for the role.
He was very pretty.
Yeah.
Hey, watch my hair.
You could probably pull it off, but yeah, too good looking.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
All right.
Nope.
Michael Douglas.
Yes.
No.
I don't think it's
Why
Rambo.
no?
I love Michael Douglas. No, I don't think. Not as Rambo.
How old was he?
Back then.
He would have been in his 30s, 40s,
He's
maybe.
a young man.
Michael Douglas is not
see, for
physically
me, it's
imposing.
difficult to picture him young, so it'd be jarring for me. Even to see him
The
young.
problem is, I've seen the movie a million times, but I just read the book, so I could see him in the.
No, I don't know physically if he could. No, good actor.
Rambo
but
was.
I mean,
like,
Sylvester Stallone is
Stallone
a short
was
guy.
not the
Yeah, but
Marvel
he's
that he
still-
was. later
Stallone's
on.
short, but at least he's like, you can make him look big,
Yeah,
He's muscular.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be a no. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
move
All
on.
right. It's a no. Okay. James Garner.
I would go with okay.
I think he could work, maybe.
Yeah.
Man, nah, I don't like it.
Okay.
Forehead's
Okay.
too big.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nick Nolte.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I would have
Yeah,
loved
you-
Nick Nolte in
you
this.
fuckers! They
All
drew first
angry
blood, not
and
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could lay
If
that
they
out
could get the
proper.
glass out of his throat now. Yeah.
I just
Right.
wanted a
Drunken-
sandwich.
He needed
drunken element.
that glass in his throat, though.
Nobody
no.
has that look of like, oh my god, I hate my life better than
Yeah.
Nick Nolte. You
Nick
know when
Nolte,
he makes
yeah.
that face.
Yeah,
Now, yeah, 40 years ago, maybe not.
fuck that sheriff.
Oh yeah, there was a period of time
He's
when Nick
been,
Nolte was one of the sexiest men in
alive.
Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. Sexiest man alive.
At one point,
Okay.
But that's the thing. He was
Okay.
crazy enough to pull it off, but also like handsome enough and hot enough at the time to get the ladies in the seats and stuff. Nick Nolte
Okay.
would have worked for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. Paul Newman.
Nope.
No,
Okay.
definitely
All
not.
right. Powers Booth.
Yes,
Maybe.
I love.
Yeah, I could see
Powers
a maybe.
Booth, but
Maybe.
I'm a Texan, so I'm.
I don't
biased.
really know what
Yeah.
he looked like at that time.
He's powerful when he came from a booth. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
You got that voice.
I strongly dislike this one, and I imagine all of you will dislike this one as well. Dustin Hoffman.
Get the fuck out of here.
Rain Man?
What? Maybe it's Rain Man. That would have been a fucking great.
Definitely not.
Definitely kill him over a hamburger.
He could have been
He
David
could
Caruso's
have done
character.
the Caruso bit.
Yeah. Well, you guys are
Maybe.
too hard on him, man.
Definitely
He's
hard
too
on him.
tiny, man. I wouldn't believe him as a fucking.
No.
About that.
Little Jew guy. No, I'm sorry.
That's why he's great in Straw Dogs or whatever, you know? Like
Okay. What's next?
Al Pacino.
No.
Oh God, dude.
Yeah,
I love Al
funny.
Pacino. He's my favorite actor. No. Not back then.
I couldn't
Doesn't
leave it
fit.
behind, but it's a great knife.
All right. Well, then you'll maybe also like this one. Robert De
I don't
Niro.
mind it.
Oh, a little bit. I wanted to kill these guys a little bit.
No.
De Niro.
Could you imagine De Niro like back then?
If I had to
Great
pick
actor.
between De Niro or Pacino, I'd pick De Niro, but I would say
De
no.
Niro
Yes.
is more of an
I
figure,
think
but
Al
not-
Pacino would
not the
pull it
best.
off from the first
Okay.
The first
Godfather.
one?
No, I think Al Pacino would be good.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Not De Niro.
Two
hate
more.
any of
Okay.
them.
Two more.
Go ahead,
Please.
go ahead.
Jeff Bridges.
I
Young
love
Jeff
him.
Bridges? No.
It'd be hard to picturing him playing a character like this.
Yeah, like
'cause is
this.
definitely
Yeah.
against his grain, but I'd like to see him play something like this. But
He's got too much of
Yeah.
a grin.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
like it.
I'm
And,
picturing
okay.
him in the King Kong remake where he's got that
Yeah,
huge like
yeah.
lion mane
That's
hair.
gonna be
Oh,
grin.
yeah, I got you.
No.
Okay.
Who's next?
Last one I think could work if he had bulked up a bit.
Who?
Clint Eastwood.
No, you just wanted to see Clint Eastwood.
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
A
from
young
bias,
Clint
yeah.
Eastwood. Yes.
But
Not
honestly, I think
Go
Clint
ahead.
Eastwood would have been too imposing.
Yeah, he would have been.
Mhm.
Go ahead,
He no, from all his movies and such like that,
Yeah.
it too on point. He
Maybe
wasn't
I can
could
see
play
him
the
as
posing.
Troutman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Troutman, maybe.
Troutman,
Yeah,
sure.
I can see him.
Well, hold on. You said that Christopher Walken was not on this list. I think you just do this shit to piss us off. You
No,
had to be.
genuinely, he wasn't on this
God,
list. I'm sorry.
could you imagine?
He should be on
Christopher
every
Walken?
list. We're not gonna lie.
You know.
Maybe for Troutman. He
The
would have been
car.
Yeah. I made him into what he is. He's a
I'm done.
killing
Perfect.
machine.
The amount of dead bodies you're gonna say,
Yeah.
wow.
Jerk on the
Kill.
USA.
Period.
All right, anyway, that's enough.
That, no, that's all I have for trivia.
That's all. Oh, we have a super chat.
What?
Late. Waylon, thank you. sir.
Waylon.
Let's see, Waylon. There was a 4'9" decorated Green Beret in Vietnam. Was
Yeah,
that
nobody
true?
shot him
That's
in the
right.
head because they shot over him.
Shit. Let's see. What can I give you here? But I do have. Okay, I guess I don't have all my videos where they're supposed to be. So let's just do this one again because I love it.
Shoot the glass. Shoot the glass.
Well done.
It's the best fucking line in the movie. Okay. Thank you, Vex, for your wonderful trivia. That was very
Thanks,
entertaining.
Vex.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Welcome.
You're awesome. Okay, final thoughts on the movie. Go around real quick, and then we bouncing. Depenzo, give a rating and your thoughts on Rambo.
Well,
First Blood.
I love this movie. It's kind of like Predator or RoboCop, or it's like a movie that I've always had in my life. I don't remember the first time I saw it. I was a child, baby, probably, but it wasn't until like middle school where you realize like this movie and RoboCop, like they have this like emotional element to it. It's like this is actually a good movie, you know. And it's like, yeah, it's one of those movies where I think I've seen it over 100 times. I don't know. Like I said, it's my mom's second favorite movie of all time. So I would give it like a solid 9.5 for those 9.5 inches of solid steel knife going right in your back thigh.
Yes, I agree. It's fucking fantastic. True Pop. How about you, buddy? You want to give a rating on the movie and then final thoughts, buddy?
Yeah, I suppose I can definitely see why this is one of Sly's more popular movies. It's definitely got
Mhm.
that everyday man feel to it. Really well done movie. I highly enjoyed its beginning and end. Stuff between is the stuff I have a problem with. I think a lot more cops should have died. I think it could have it could have definitely gone a little more darker. You know, it kind of you really wanted to play safe to the point where there's some I don't know how do you say plot armor around the cops. Like, okay, To
Yeah.
what degree do you want to keep this guy out of killing anyone? But that's just the ending makes it all worth it. That ending is absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I definitely see why this movie is definitely popular. I definitely like it more than the book. And yeah, I think I'd give it like a 7.7 out of 10. Just because of those, I don't know how you say it, plot armor.
Yeah, I
against
gotcha.
the cops. But yeah,
makes sense. That's fair. Brad from Canada, since you're dressed like the man,
am I?
Tell us your final thoughts. Well, actually, that's normal for you. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it really is. This movie kickstarted the action genre of the underdog. Nobody really expected the underdog. They were all very gung-ho with authority, and this one kind of kicked authority. I watched this with my parents many a times, and then my father threw the book in my hand, and I read it. I'm glad I saw the movie before I read the book.
Right.
But it was just a film that kind of hit every switch. Whoa, White Bear, thank you. It really just made it for me. So it is one of my high five movies of all times. I'd say 9.8.
Dang.
Fair enough. Hey, everybody has theirs. I get it.
What does it lose 0.2 over, out of curiosity?
Pardon me?
What does it lose 0.2 of a point over? Because you said 9.8.
They killed the dogs.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay, that's fair.
Well, listen, I get it.
He needed to, and I respect it. But
you gotta live. He's gotta survive. But yeah, it's Vex, since you
White Bear
rewatched
too,
it,
I need you to send me that picture.
that's fucking great. Since Vex, you rewatched it as an adult for the first time in a while. What did you think overall?
Yeah, so my first time watching this movie was as a wee lass because my dad really loves Stallone movies. So I didn't really have a good recollection of it as an adult. So this was my first time watching it as an adult. Fucking loved it. Pacing was great. Characterizations were all great. It was simple but well done. I can see how maybe people can just gloss over a lot of the underlying meaning to all of that when you consider culturally where America was at the time and just how vets are treated in general and the scars that tends to leave on them. So I appreciated that it took like enough time to explore. Well, no, not even enough time. It took an opportunity to explore that just enough that you can empathize with John Rambo, right? I liked this enough that while I was watching it, I went and bought the book on Amazon. So any movie or show that can do that makes me want to look at the source material, that is a banger.
I'm glad you saw the movie first. There's a big difference. I'm really curious to hear what you have to say about the book.
Thank you for that photo there.
Read any book.
Sorry?
In movies in general, see the movie, then read the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, I think I think I'd rate this an 8 out of 10 men falling from steep cliffs. I want more. That's all. I really just want more. That's the only reason I rate it down. I kind of wish that we also had a bit more of a backstory for the sheriff, because I think that would have made the
more dimension to the cops. Yeah.
It would have made the tension hit a lot harder. And it also would have made us sympathize for John Rambo in another, because in all honesty, we don't understand the plight that he's fighting like full out until the very last scene of the movie.
Right.
And I feel like adding that in would have added a bit more depth that maybe could have helped, with audience connection and kind of see this as more than just an action flick, right? So yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10. I'd be happy to rewatch. Now I need to rewatch the rest of the Rambo movies.
Seriously, stop.
No, it's okay. Just go on and watch it, knowing that they're not even close to what
action schlock.
The tone is completely different. It just becomes stupid.
He really got in shape in prison.
4, I think 4 had a little more substance to it because he was trying to go back. It's not near as good as 4. Just Rita, watch this one like you did, and go watch the John Rambo movie. That was the 4th one. That's stop there. That's all you need to do.
Okay, switch. So skip 2 and 3.
2 and 3 are just typical 80s action, fucking whatever.
You could
4,
do it if you need some filler, but
if you just want to watch, yeah, exactly. If you go back and watch those. I think going to 4 gives you full context of everything you need from the first movie.
Between part 1 and part 2, he lifted a lot of weights in prison.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
All those rocks around that they're like breaking,
they had to be smashed. Yeah, yeah.
We got smash them, you know.
Making big one for the little.
Yeah. So, and then of course the man of the hour, the birthday boy. I know you love this fucking movie
Happy
in the book. So
Well,
give us your final thoughts.
Would you say that this movie is part of your growing up experience?
For me, yes.
Yes,
because I'm old.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and we all generally agree that we liked it, right?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Well, I fucking hated it. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. All
Are you
your
joking
reasons
right
for
now?
You gotta be joking.
No, I'm just making fun of Gorky for just like.
I see.
No. This movie is. I mean, it was part of one of those movies I was growing up with. I saw this before I saw Rocky. It was.
Oh my god! Why is the bear moving perfectly to what?
I know, right? It's beautiful. And yet, you won't even imagine who's underneath this mask. But yeah, you know, so I grew up with it. I like it. Oh, there you go. Okay, and I don't know everything about it. The crazy part is that this movie probably brought more awareness to veterans and veteran awareness, for any type of mental issues than many other movies, and I thank God for that. So, anyways, I'm gonna give this 9 out of 10. David Caruso screaming like a little bitch.
Love that scream.
Bitch.
That scream made it all the way into the video game Golden Axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this movie. Obviously, like Whitey said, it's nostalgia because I did grow up at this time when it came out. Reading the book gave me ignited a more love for the movie, but a new perspective on what.
Thanks again for
things
that.
Some things I would love to see actually happen. I would love to see this expanded out a little more. But anyway, I probably would give this 9. Why are you pushing me out of 10? Because it's just fucking fantastic. It does what it has to do, and the stuff you don't see anymore today. Just with a tight script, 90 minutes, and you get everything you need. Yeah, that's basically it.
A point for every 10 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's it. That is.
It's like if you did turn it into like a 4-hour miniseries or make a big extended director's cut version, I still would probably prefer this tight version, just for like.
Yeah, I get it.
Agree.
I get
Agree.
it. They could have extended a little bit out, like Vex said, a little more with the story with the sheriff, maybe.
But would that actually, would it?
Like I'd watch the
would it
4-hour
detract
version
from
once, but if it was time to rewatch it again after that, I'd probably
You
pick
just
the
rather
90
watch
minute
this.
version,
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Watch the trailer.
Yeah, that's basically it. That was episode 71 of MMM. You guys killed it.
Lord.
Love talking Rambo. Love doing it. I guess we can go around the horn, give our shout outs for what we got coming up, and then head over to Jana, watch her video. So, Mr. Enzo, what do you got coming up, sir?
Well, we had a really fun time talking about our best and worst of the year last night. And Sundays is going to be the night, I guess. And then Mondays, I might do an occasional Stupenzo cast on Monday nights after this. I don't think I'll do one tonight. But Tuesday, I'll be on, 3 streams. We'll watch, what is it? Quick of the Dead tomorrow at noon with Blue Collar Loser and company on the Losers Lounge. Nice. And then I'll be on Nielsen ratings after that. And then Scavenger's Reign season series finale discussion on Gooch's channel. Nice. And then Wednesday, I got a wee watch for Sheena, which was starring Tanya Roberts. I'd never seen it before. It's a PG movie with full frontal nudity. You might see some boobies. You might see some boobies on a wee watch for the first time, unedited.
Send me that link.
So, yeah, it'll be premiering Wednesday at 2:30. Watch it whenever. It was a fun movie too. It was like Aquaman plus it was like Beastmaster plus Tarzan, but with she's a hot chick with boobies,
Tanya Roberts in her prime was great. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was. I'm a fan. So yeah, that's what I got going on this week.
Sweet. True pop culture. What do you got on the horizon, sir?
Well, one thing I'm definitely sure of is on the horizon is more Batman Arkham Origins live streams. I'm still playing through that stream.
Nice.
Great.
Absolutely
Great.
love that game.
Mhm.
It might be my favorite superhero game in general. So yeah, expect more streams on the
game.
channel of that. Yeah, check out my latest video on my channel, True Pop Culture 7, where I do a deep dive analysis on the production of a certain animated Spider-Man show that will release this November, I think. Yeah, it's called Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I just talk about the writer that's been writing it, his previous work, what the head of Marvel Animation has said about it. It's not looking good. It looks like we're getting another trash animated Spider-Man show, because the recent 3 have been all terrible, to be honest. And yeah, check out my meme edits, animated meme edits on my channel. They're highly popular. People keep watching them, so I keep editing them. And yeah, people, I think I'm most known for that. So yeah, check those videos out. I also have some reviews on my channel, like the Spider-Man 2 game, the What If animation, Echo, stuff like that. I occasionally edit more so reviews and whatnot. So yeah. And you can follow my Twitter at TrueCulture7. I'm nearly up to 1,000 followers there. And again, thank you so much for having me on. It was a pleasure to talk movies with anyone. I'm a huge nerd on everything, and talking pop culture is just always my forte.
Yeah. Well, lovely having you on, dude. Mr. Brad from Canada. How about you, sir?
Well, I do have to ask, Mr. True Pop, do you include the in the greatest video game superhero adaptation, Superman Returns from the Xbox original?
I can't say I've ever played that. I think I've seen.
Don't. Just don't.
Some footage, but
just
no comment, no opinion.
Don't.
I'm a young lad.
Yep.
I am not. Well, actually, can only thank you very much for having me. And if you look on anything social media, check out Scene Invaders, go on your podcast platform, check out Scene Invaders, and go to YouTube, check out Scene Invaders, because my betters are doing so many great things with reviewing and such. But every Wednesday, we record, drop it to Thursday, Friday, depending how we're feeling. But yeah, we're just having a lot of fun talking about all the things everybody else is talking about. So, but sir, thank you very much for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Not a problem, buddy. Always a pleasure. Vex, just go to your socials.
Yeah, and I'm coming out of YouTube hiatus, Furiosa / Fury Road retrospect.
We got to talk about that.
Nice.
Pardon?
We got to talk about that.
We do. Maybe we do. I don't dislike it for the reasons that everyone on Twitter is claiming it's bad. It's not a girl boss movie and it's not woke. It's just I have issues, but again, I'm using Fury Road to kind of point them out. So it's not a straight review. It's an analysis / retrospect. So yeah, Sunday, maybe Monday before MMM, it'll premiere. So look out for that. And yeah, I'll be on Gooch's channel tomorrow for the final episode of Scavenger's Reign. And knowing me, I will probably just show up other places unannounced.
Like normal, nothing new.
Like normal, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And then Mr. Birthday Boy, you beautiful golden-haired beauty. Oh, there you go. That's even better.
I'm golden-haired beauty here. So yeah,
Go ahead.
You have the floor.
Okay, well, I'm glad I see her. I have everybody's attention. So I just want to let you know that just follow me on Twitter, White Bear Whitey, and we're gonna do funny stuff this week. So just be watching out that for Judge Your Twitter, and join in anytime. Let me know, and we have fun making fun of other people. So bless your hearts, and thank y'all for a wonderful birthday. And this was a movie that I wanted to do, and thank y'all for indulging my thick Stallone.
Always
Happy
a pleasure.
birthday.
Glad you chose it. Yeah, and then as far as the channel, we will be back next week. Since there's looks like a terrible fucking sequel that we don't need for Quiet Place 3, we are doing the original Quiet Place movie. The first one that was semi-decent. A lot of character issues in that movie. A lot of stupid decisions made. Semi-decent. So we'll talk about that. We got a great
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues.
Retards next week, like publicly.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Why kids are fucking terrible in fucking movies, and
right, especially autistic deaf kids.
Deaf kids are fucking obnoxious. But anyway, we'll be back for that. We got a great panel for that. Look up for that information during the week. That'll be up on the channel soon. And then that's it. Thank you again to the lovely panel. You guys are awesome. It was fun talking Rambo. The chat, you guys are amazing. Thanks for the super chats. Blessed for that. And then have a great final day of the weekend, long weekend for Memorial Day. We will see you next week. That's it. Now go over to Janice. Watch her video. Bye.